Welcome to my College Football 26 Alabama Dynasty, where we're coming off back-to-back disappointing 9-4 seasons, which is absolutely not the standard here. But after one of the most insane transfer portal classes of all time, maybe, just maybe, this is the season we bring the University of Alabama back to glory. But first, I want to thank the EA Creator Network for allowing me to capture early footage of the game. But we're picking up here right at the end of National Signing Day, where somehow, someway, in my first year of recruiting on this game, we ended up with the number 2 overall class in the country, which I'm excited because once we jump into position changes here, we're going to be able to see all of those players' overalls, which overall, this has got to be one of the best quarterback rooms in college football history. Now, I do want to say everything you see today is subject to change because this is a work in progress build of the game that I'm going to be playing today. I really can't believe this quarterback room is already this good, and we haven't even got to the offseason training results yet. So all these quarterbacks' overalls are going to get better. But obviously, we're not going to be changing the position of any of these quarterbacks. Like maybe I could make Keelan Russell a running back, because at the end of the day, since we brought all these quarterbacks in, he's probably not going to start, even though he did his freshman season, so there's a good chance he could transfer this next year. I don't know, I'm going to have to make that decision later, dude. Like, I just really don't know which of these quarterbacks we end up starting. Now, at the running back position, dude, Fluff Bothwell comes in as a 91 overall. Our transfer from Mississippi State via South Alabama. Got to see this guy play in person all last season, dude, and he's an absolute stud, and I am so glad he's on our team. We're not going to be changing any positions here. The 5-star running back that we did sign comes in at the 77. The only thing is he only has 82 speed. And even though he's slow, there's really no position that's worth changing him to. Now, wide receiver, dude, we have Ryan Williams, Cam Coleman, Zachariah Branch, Isaiah Horton's our number 4. Our gadget wide receiver, John Hart, comes in at a 74 overall. I was excited about this one because I wanted to see if we convert him to quarterback, dude. He's a 79 overall. He's an 82 rated running back. He's even a 75 rated tight end. I just don't think it's worth changing him to quarterback because we have so much talent there. I might be interested changing him to running back though. But like at the end of the day, we're probably going to need him at wide receiver because more than likely we're going to lose all of our top 4 receivers to the draft because there's a good chance both Ryan Williams and Cam Coleman declares early. So it might be smart if we actually kept him at the wide receiver position because he'll probably get playing time next year if we make it to that far and not win the national championship this year. Now, tight end's probably our weakest position. I really wish we could have got a good one out of the portal, but hopefully within training results, this Caleb Edwards fella, the freshman that we actually somehow persuaded to stay, hopefully he can get a lot better in the offseason. He can be our starter next year. I mean, he has 86 speed, dude, so he could turn into an absolute beast. The 4-star we signed is a 73 overall, so pretty decent for a true freshman. Now, offensive line, dude, so disappointing at left tackle because we barely missed out on Jordan Seaton. Like, my God, dude, he easily would have been our starter. Probably like a 94, 95 overall. But in the meantime, we got to hope one of these guys turn into an absolute beast this offseason, which I could go ahead and do some position changes alongside this offensive line because we're probably going to need it. Like, honestly, what I'm thinking is possibly converting Kalen Ellis, one of the transfers that we got, to the left tackle position. He's a senior. He needs to get some playing time. I mean, he's a big boy, which means he only comes in with 40 speed, but I think he's going to be able to anchor that position and he's going to get even better in the offseason. And it might be smart if we went ahead and converted redshirt freshman Michael Carroll over to the left guard position so he can be our starter there. And luckily, we did sign Brady Small. He was literally like the last player we put on our board in the last few weeks. We signed him right at the end of the transfer portal, and he comes in as a 90 overall, dude, and he's going to get better. So, like, what an improvement that is. The alternative was starting 75 rated Rock Montgomery. So, hopefully, he'll be able to fill in quite nicely for Brailsford, who left for the draft. Charles, a big addition as well. It's one of the best guards in the portal, comes in as an 88 rated. And young Wilkin Formby is going to have to be our starter at the right tackle position. But I think we should be fine because, like, everybody right now is an 80 overall or above across the offensive line. And again, they're just going to get better in the offseason. Now, our defensive line, as of right now, definitely took a step back. I wonder if we could convert anybody to defensive tackle and they turn into an absolute beast. Yeah, nothing really makes too much sense, so we're probably just going to stick with how it is. I am excited to see this true freshman, Raheem Warlow, that came in. Former 5-star comes in as a 79 overall. What a freaking beast. I did notice, too, that right tackle that we got at the last moment, 73 overall, as a true freshman, not bad. So it is always fun to see what your true freshman coming in as. We have this defensive tackle, Dejon Brown, comes in as a 73. So maybe a few years down the line, he can turn into a stud. Ooh, linebacker is looking kind of nasty, boys. We brought in a few transfers, but we might end up having to convert a few players around. The strong side linebacker is not looking good at all. Maybe Tariq here, who we got out of the portal. If we put him at Sam, he might actually be quite the beast. All right, yeah, dude, that looks so much better. 85 speed, 90 excel. We're just really gonna have to replace our entire linebacker core next season. And thank God for the transfer portal, dude, because cornerback would have been so bad without it. Seth Vaughn, the best cornerback in the nation, comes in as a 78 overall, so he should turn into a monster. And yeah, dude, the transfer portal didn't really do us much favors at the safety position. Luckily, somehow, we were able to persuade Hubbard to come back, which is huge because he's a 91 overall right now, but by the end of the offseason, could be like a 95, 96. We did lose Keon Sabb, and we replaced him with Aiden Gooseby out of the transfer portal. What, at an 83 overall, I mean, he should be a decent replacement. Oh, I forgot, we do have two athletes that we need to put at a position. So Lamont Liggins, I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be a center. Hold on, actually, dude. He comes in at an 81 overall defensive tackle. I thought he was supposed to be a center. So this is interesting, brother. He comes in 6'1", 307. I mean, I might as well go ahead and put him at defensive tackle. Oh my gosh, dude. He's going to be a monster. He's going to get playing time his freshman season. The other one, Tobias Walker, I don't know what he's supposed to be. I mean, he's a decent safety. So we'll put him at free safety, which I have to say, dude, coming in at 6'3", 243 with 89 speed, he could turn into one of the craziest safeties of all time. So now done with position changes, we're going to advance into next week, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to see how much these players improve throughout this offseason. I'm so excited to see if any of the quarterbacks separate themselves from the pack. We immediately have to worry about a bunch of other players transferring. Okay, this is interesting. So we get an update here that Isaiah Horton upgraded his dev trait to star. So I wonder how much he went up in overall this offseason. We're about to find out. But first, let's go ahead and upgrade our coach skills. And again, I feel like I might have made a mistake going with the recruiting archetype. I probably would have been better off if I went with the other ones first. But at this point, I'm just too deep in, and I think we're going to go ahead and let's go with the defensive line. Now, here we freaking go, brother. Let's see if maybe we got ourselves a 99 overall. So at the quarterback position, some pretty big improvements. How insane is it that we have 3 quarterbacks over 90 overall? Keelan Russell right behind him at 88. And the tricky part of this season is to try to make sure he doesn't want to transfer. Because next offseason, we'll lose all 3 of these other quarterbacks, and he'll be in line to start. But looking at this dude, Avery Johnson coming in at 91 overall with 94 speed and 96 acceleration. Like, he just might have to end up being our starting quarterback. And look at our team overall, dude. 97 overall with the 96 offense, 99 defense. Like, I feel like that should be a national championship contender. Like, we have got to find a way to do better than 9-4. Now, at running back, Fluff Bothwell up to a 93 overall. Kind of disappointed his speed didn't go up, but we can work with that. Oh, dude, look at the upgrades behind him. AK Deer, a redshirt freshman, up to an 86. We have our backup, Richard Young, with a 94 speed. Kevin Riley went up 7. So, like, looking at our running back room, I really don't know if we even need to recruit a running back this year. Hopefully, Fluff stays for a senior season, but he might not. Now, at wide receiver, Ryan Williams up to a 99 overall, 96 speed, 99 excel, 99 agility. At the same time, dude, Zachariah Branch, more of an upgrade than Cam Coleman. So Branch is going to be our number 2, which is funny because we literally landed him as a last-second option, dude. Look at his speed. Cam Coleman, you know, pretty good too, up to a 93 overall. Isaiah Horton is now a 90. Like, how insane is it, man, that we literally have 4 90-plus overall receivers on our squad? I'm telling you, we've got to win the national championship this year. And look at Caleb Edwards, exactly what I wanted to see from him, dude. Up to an 83 overall. Glad we got him to stay and not enter the portal because he is going to be our starting tight end this season. I mean, 87 speed coming in at 6'6", 260 is insane. He even bulked up a little bit. Now, offensive line, didn't get, you know, maybe as many improvements as I wanted to, but we should be all right. On defense, some big improvements from a few players. At right edge, Dane Fisher up to an 88 overall. Even our back level, Marcus Fox, is a beast. The tackle's also looking pretty freaking nasty. So I think our defensive line should be fine, even though we lost a few players to the draft. Linebacker core is looking good, dude. Hakeem Taylor, sophomore, up 8 overall to an 85. So he should be fine in that position next year. He'll definitely get playing time this year. Rasaw up to an 87 in the secondary. I mean, not, you know, great improvement. But at this point, dude, we will definitely take what we can get. Oh, I'm kind of disappointed Hubbard didn't go up at all. I was really hoping we'd see him as like a 95, 96 rated. But surely, dude, with the team now at this overall, like, we at least make the playoffs next year. Now, the toughest part of the offseason where we have to go and encourage leverage some transfers. I mean, all we have to do is cut one player, and that is absolutely no question about it. Going to be 58 rated David Bird here. Now it's time to advance this bad boy into the preseason, where we come in as a preseason number 12 team in the nation. I feel like that's respectable, even though we're one of the most talented teams in the entire country by far. Have the highest overall, 2 overall higher than Georgia. The first thing we have to tackle here is going to be our schedule. We're going to leave West Virginia, USF, and Florida State because they're actually on Alabama's schedule for this next season. But Pittsburgh here, I think we're going to replace them with an easier game. I don't really want to have the toughest schedule in the entire planet, so you know what? We'll go up against UAB, an in-state school. But I mean, with the talent that we have, dude, we should definitely be winning the first 7 games of this season. It does get a little tricky second half of the season. Have to travel to Texas A&M and Texas in back-to-back weeks, and then we have to go play Ole Miss and Jeremiah Smith. We avoid Georgia. Apparently, we avoid LSU. So, like, I really feel like this is a favorable schedule. At bare minimum, dude, we shouldn't lose 4 games and miss the playoffs this year. Now it's time to get into grind mode, fellas, and set up our preseason recruiting board, who I think I'm probably just going to go after a bunch of 5-stars to start. I don't know if that's like the best course of action. I'm going to go ahead and set this board up really fast and see how things are looking for us. So 30 minutes later, our preseason recruiting board is finally set, and I'm going after a lot more 5-stars initially than I did last year. Let's see if we can maybe land 10 5-stars in this class. Now, I do want to go ahead and point out my favorite player in this entire class is Dorian Queen here, 5-star cornerback out of Louisiana. 6'2", 189, and he comes in with 98 speed, 96 excel. If we can land him, dude, he's going to turn into such a monster. Jung here out of Dallas, Texas. I mean, he looks like a really good quarterback, too. Really good throw power for a potential incoming freshman. Pretty fast, too. Going after this 5-star Tyrone Bryant at running back, but if we don't land him, he's not interested in us. Is this guy Oscar Komar, 4-star receiver. He's not the fastest in the world, but he has really good overall stats, and he is a gem. He's a guy we can bring in that could develop into a really good running back over time. Might take a few years. And at wide receiver is interesting because we have a lot of 5-stars interested in us, but both Jeremiah Paris here and Ross LaFell are busts apparently, which I still kind of want to recruit them and see how it goes, but if we miss out on both, it's not a big deal. Tight end, we're going after a pure blocker because we don't really have, a great blocking tight end right now. It comes in as a gem. The other tight ends that scouted weren't that good, so I think Austin Lee's going to be our only target at tight end this season. At O-tackle, going after 2 5-stars because we really need talent at that offensive tackle position. Another 5-star at guard, even though he is a bust. Only going after a 4-star center, going after a 5-star edge in Jordan Ziemba. Coming in with 83 speed, dude, he could develop into a monster. A couple 4-stars at D-tackle. Now, outside linebacker is the one position we are going crazy at. We are kind of thin at outside linebacker, but also there's a ton of outside linebackers interested in us. 5-star players back to back to back to back. We're 3rd on their board, 2nd on their board, and they all look really freaking good, dude. Especially Bryce here coming with his 86 speed. Got a couple 5-stars we're looking at Mike linebacker as well, and that's another position we do need depth at. Both these 5-star corners look really good, especially Dorian Queen. Going after a 4-star free safety and a 5-star strong safety. But the first thing I gotta do before we advance into the season, we gotta make sure we get our board right. Gotta make sure we put Dorian Queen as the #1 player in our entire board. But yeah, dude, let's see if we can go out and land like 10 5-stars. And the goal this season, we finished #2 in the country last year. Let's see if we can sign the #1 recruiting class in the entire nation. And hold on, I saw some other juicy news, dude. Look at the Heisman watch once again. Jeremiah Smith from Ole Miss, who also is a 99 overall now. He's the Heisman favorite with Ryan Williams right behind him. You have Ahmad Hardy now in Virginia Tech in the race, Isaac Brown from Louisville, and also Zachariah Branch. So we have 2 receivers in the top 5 of the Heisman watch. If we would have landed Jeremiah Smith, we'd probably have 3 of the top 5. That is so insane, dude. The preseason All-Americans, the entire wide receiver core is ours. You have 2 offensive linemen that we also got in the portal. We should have had a 3rd offensive lineman that we should have gotten the portal. Defense isn't looking as good though. Thank God we were able to get Bray Hubbard to come back. Now, let's get this season going, brother. Now here in week 0 is where we have to make tough decisions about our schedule. In season 1, we were only allowed to play 4 of the games in the regular season, but this year, because of time constraints, we're only going to be able to play 3. So what I'm thinking about doing here is playing the first game of the season away from home versus West Virginia. Going to simulate a ton ton of games in a row, then play week 10 away from home at Texas. And instead of playing the Iron Bowl, I think we're also going to play week 11 away from home against Ole Miss, so we can show Jeremiah Smith that he should have came to Bama. It looks like mostly on our board, everybody went up in interest. Now, the only unfortunate thing is the one player that I want, Dorian Queen, he went down. It's because LSU wants him, obviously, being from Louisiana, and they have the better proximity tier. So I might actually end up missing out on Dorian Queen unless I go full force recruiting him right away here. I think that is exactly what I'm going to do. I think simple enough, this first week of recruiting, I'm just going to literally put 50 points in the house on every single 5-star. And with that, I think we're done with our week 0 recruiting, which I'm really hoping this year we're able to get commits a lot earlier. Like, I don't think we got a commitment last season until like week 8. It was stressing me out. And as mentioned, we are going to be playing the season opener away from home against West Virginia here, which I do want to do some scouting. I mean, I feel like we should be able to handle this quarterback room. Yeah, the running back room's not the best. The wide receiver room is pretty decent. Rodney Gallagher looks like a stud, but I mean, I feel like we should be able to handle this team. Also, we cannot forget about red shirts. We need to redshirt as many players as physically possible. I'm really wondering, should I try and redshirt Keelan Russell, or that make him not want to stay for next season? You know what? We'll just redshirt George. We'll redshirt the 5-star running back. We'll also go ahead and make sure we redshirt that gadget wide receiver. Redshirt the freshman tight end. And I think with that, we're good on red shirts. Good news, back in second place for Dorian Queen, which we're still quite a ways behind LSU, but at least we're making progress. Up to first on Roderick Joseph. I am actually loving the way this recruiting board is looking right now. Like, everybody that I want, like, we're like at least in the top 5. We're in first place for so many 5-stars right now. Nobody ready to visit just yet though. But outside of that, like, I don't think we really need to change too much in recruiting. Like, after this week, I'll probably go in and see if we can go ahead and do some hard selling early on. But I think I'm just going to let this recruiting board sit like this for another week. And as I already mentioned in the preseason, I think it's now set in stone. Avery Johnson is going to go into the season as our starting quarterback. But if for whatever reason he struggles, it's not like we don't have any options behind him. Might try and have to make some packages for these other quarterbacks because, like, they're just too good not to play. Now, surely I don't choke here and get upset in week 1 against West Virginia, right? I mean, it could be tricky. It's a tough environment going into Morgantown, and it doesn't really help my confidence that it's pouring down rain here. I mean, it's very possible that things could get interesting here. This is going to be my first game I've played in the rain, so, like, I have no idea how much it's going to affect us throwing the football. I'm still coming out with my short sleeves. How is Avery Johnson going to fare as the new starting quarterback of the University of Alabama? I feel like we have got to start this season off by handing the football to Fluff Bothwell, my main man. Out the middle, powerful run for 5. I think I'm going to keep the ball on the ground for now with it raining so much, especially with that stadium pulse going nuts. Little stretch action, some good blocks on the outside. Fluff Bothwell. Little juke move, broken tackle. I told you guys, this man is an absolute monster. You can catch him off guard with this play action pass. Some receivers wide open. There is a flag on the play. That was a young freshman tight end, or a redshirt freshman tight end with his first ever collegiate catch. But it's going to be called back for a legal man downfield. We got to be better, Michael. Down the seams, Edwards again. This might be a touchdown. There's just no shot. His first ever collegiate catch goes for a touchdown. Got called back last play. I think he's glad it did. I'd much rather my first collegiate catch be a touchdown than just like a 20-yard gain. And at the same time, Avery Johnson's first ever pass goes for a touchdown. Let's see if our defense can come out and force a 3 and out. That would be a perfect start in rainy Morgantown. Oh, they have a lefty. We're gonna get to him. Bad throw. I told you the rain was going to play a factor, but that means we immediately get this football back. We can score here, dude. It might already be too late for West Virginia. Comeback route. It's beautiful. Ryan Williams with the grab. I probably could have stayed up and got some more yardage, but we got the first down. That's all that matters. Be smart here. Avery Johnson. He has some speed on him. You know what? We're going to take off. We're going to get a positive gain out of that. Yo, yo, yo. Where's the personal foul? Hand off up the middle of the Fluff. Big gain. Hey, he's going to be open. Lofted pass. In stride. Edwards. 2 catches. 2 touchdowns. What a start, dude. Dude, I am so glad we persuaded him to stay. Imagine starting off your collegiate career, 2 touchdowns in your first 2 catches. That is insane. We'll say West Virginia moving the ball a little bit, trying to get back in this ball game around midfield. It is another 3rd down, so let's see if we can get off the field. We do, because of our incredible pass rush. I was going to run the ball here, but with him pressing on the outside, I think we're going to take a deep shot to Ryan Williams. She has some space. In stride. He's going to make the grab. Big play to start this one. Let's actually run the football this time with Fluff. I really want to try to get him over 100 yards. And right now, he's well on his way to doing so. Edwards on the drag. He's going to make the catch. He was so close to making it 3 touchdown catches on 3 grabs. Honestly, at the end of one, this is probably the most perfect start to a game we've had yet. Let's see here. Avery Johnson is too easy, dude. He takes off with that 92 speed, 21-0 Bama. Although West Virginia, after a huge 50-yard rush, is now on the goal line. Let's see if we can keep them from scoring. Big hit fumble. There's just no shot. I just called that. Calhoun, take it back. Oh my gosh, dude, I'm telling you, this team is hungry. They're ready to bring a national championship back to Bama. Oh, my first fumble calls all year long, and it came at a perfect time. Being a little reckless here, but we're going to go for the deep shot. Little play action pass. Let's run up the field. Williams, please make this. There's my first interception. There's a flag, though. Come on. Give me some good news. Pass interference or something. I think we get PI. I'm so happy. So happy. So there is my one bailout in this game. So let's be careful and just run this football with Fluff. Fluff, come on. Break one tackle and you're gone. Fluff to the house, please. Okay, that's one thing he doesn't have is breakaway speed. I think he has like 88, but man, what a start to this game. Horton is open in it. Oh, overthrown, and that's going to be an actual interception. And here, West Virginia once again knocking on the doorstep, dude. Got the ball down to the 1-yard line. Can we force another fumble? No, but they're not in the end zone just yet. Gonna run the ball again. All over it, brother. Let's keep them out this end zone. I mean, with how much I think we've been dominating this football game, if they score here, it's only a 2-score game going in the half. Which I think we should be able to get this stop. Dude, going backwards. They just lost 8 yards in 3 plays. It's going to force them to a field goal. I mean, yeah, obviously I'd rather got another turnover there, but I cannot be too upset at holding them to a field goal after them having a first and goal at the 1-yard line. Now, with a minute left to go before halftime, let's see if we can answer and put up some points. First little jet sweep touch pass to Ryan Williams goes for about 10. Let's be smart here. Take off with Johnson. Slide for first. The one name we haven't heard called yet today is Cam Coleman. Big receiver coming over from Auburn. Try to get him involved. I'm going to force it to him, though. I think, again, we had a few receivers open, but I'm trying to be careful. And hopefully not do that. Pick the ball up, please. Oh, my gosh. So things started incredibly here in Morgantown. And it's been a few, first game jitters, a few first game mistakes. But I like the fact we still have a lead. I just feel like it could be a lot more than what it is. Give me that. Thank goodness. Dre Kirkpatrick Jr., by the way. His first pick in an Alabama uniform. We go into halftime at 21-3. I feel like, again, we should be winning by more than what we are. We're going to put them away here in the third quarter. Just watch. Oh, no. Can we please make this tackle? Not the best of starts to the second half. I would love it if we could get off the field here. Oh, please. Come on. Give me that. Could have been a second pick, but we should be getting this ball back and hopefully take advantage of that and actually put up some points. Might just give a heavy dose of the football to fluff this entire second half. Hand off, cut back, decent gain. Horton is open, get some of those yards back. Old tight end is open again. I mean, this guy's an absolute monster, man. He has 3 catches for the majority of the passing yards this game. Play action. Dump it off to the running back. That's Richard Young with the grab. We're just going to take off with Avery Johnson. And we just might, I'm going to get out of bounds to make sure we don't fumble again. But another big game. He's been doing a lot on the ground. See if we can get Fluff into the end zone. His first time in an Alabama uniform. Touchdown, Bama, 28-3. That's much more like it. On third down, going after the quarterback. Big hit. He slides. We're getting the ball back. If we score right here, it's a GG. Horton should be open. Good throw. Good grab. Third down here. Gosh, West Virginia's pass rush has been insane this second half. Oh, all over that, and I just missed it, dude. We got to keep West Virginia out of this end zone. Out of the back of the end zone, be a 4th and goal. Like, I'm assuming they're going to go for this, and they are. All right, surely we keep them out of the end zone here, right? Thank God for our pass rush. Like, I just want to put West Virginia away here, man. We started this game off so great, and it's been very, very sloppy, which I guess you can expect in a week 1 matchup away from home, West Virginia in the rain. But I don't know. I feel like we're such a better team than what we're playing today. Exactly my point. Like, our offensive line has actually kind of let me down this game. We're getting pressured pretty instantly. Here we are, sacked again. This has actually been kind of embarrassing. Bluff's got the outside. Might just have to run it all game. We might have to run our way to a national championship with how the passing game's gone today. Edwards is open again, and we overthrow him. Ryan Williams over the middle. He's going to drop it. See if I can make this long field goal. Try to make it 31. Might not have enough power on it. Oh no, everything's going wrong this game. I'm not gonna lie, dude. If we allow a touchdown here, I'm gonna be so upset. Screen pass from the 4-yard line is kind of nuts, and we're all over it. Wide open. That's just so unfortunate. On their very last play of the game, they get into the end zone. Oh, this has been an ugly, ugly game. Hey, at least this is how we're going to end it, though, on a touchdown to Zachariah Branch. I mean, why couldn't we have done that earlier? And I mean, a relatively big win, 34-10, but I feel like we played terrible once again, man. Like, we're not going to win the national championship if we don't play better than that all year. Avery Johnson, he started off hot and then, like, really cooled off after that first quarter. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't complain too much about a win away from home. Saw some good things from Avery, also saw some bad. My player of the game, personally, Fluff Bothwell. 107 yards, 8.2 yards per carry, and a little disappointed in the wide receiver room, man. Like, Isaiah Branch had that one catch outside the last play of the game, didn't do anything. Isaiah Horton, he was alright. Definitely seen bigger games from Ryan Williams. Like, who would have thought our leading receiver was going to be, like, redshirt freshman Caleb Edwards? What I really don't like is the fact that we allowed 4 sacks. We have got to be better. Although, after the ugly win, we did jump up 1 spot in the top 25, up to 11. Had Miami fall 10 spots after losing by 2 touchdowns to last year's national champion, South Carolina. And surely, dude, we don't lose at home here in a simulation against South Florida. I just completely rebuke it out of my life. Okay, now we do have multiple players ready to visit. We'll bring in 5-star Bernie Coker on a visit week 3 next week against Florida State. We'll do the same thing with wide receiver Jeremiah Paris here. Also bring in 4-star D-tackle Zach Himmelman. I'm gonna wait till next week on Bradley, see if we can unlock some more of his interests. But now what we're gonna go do is take some of these players and swap the send a house to a hard sell. Which actually I lied, can't do that. All of them are locked still. Actually with Jeremiah, we can hard sell him. I mean, at least I think we should be able to pass Tennessee. Might not be able to schedule a visit for Bradley, but we absolutely can hard sell. Actually, maybe I shouldn't, because I don't exactly know what his 3 interests are just yet. Gotta be smart about this, man. If you want the #1 class in the country, you gotta be thorough. I think we're done with recruiting for this week, and now he's gonna make sure we don't get upset our first home game this year against USF. Not asking for anything crazy, man. Just like a 50-60 point victory. Thank God we're 2-0, which means we didn't get upset. Again, not necessarily as much of a margin as what I was expecting, although, I mean, 21 points isn't terrible. We had a really bad second half, but I mean, I guess at the end of the day, a win's a win. Avery Johnson, great game. I'm assuming Fluff Bothwell is going off, dude. He is now up to a 95 overall. Like, this guy can win the Heisman. We actually had 2 running backs go over 100 yards. And that's the one thing, man. Last year, our running game was not good at all. So if we can actually have a decent run game all season long, we should at least make the college football playoff. And kind of spreading the wealth offensively. Like, Caleb Edwards still had a great game with our #2 receiver. Glad to see Cam Coleman finally get in on the action. We did jump up 2 spots once again this week in the top 25. And I feel like eventually we should be able to pass up Duke at least. And keep in mind, we have that matchup against Texas coming on later this season, and they just obliterated Ohio State. So that's going to be one for the ages later this season. Outside of that, the next ranked team that we play, I think, is #20 Ole Miss. Dorian Queen is ready to visit, and I think we will set his visit for next week against Florida. That's a big one. And also, we're at the point where we can go ahead and hard sell. I mean, don't quote me on this, but with the way things are looking, I have a really good feeling that we're eventually going to be able to land my #1 wanted prospect. I mean, we're already pretty close to catching up to LSU, so maybe with him visiting next week and hard selling, we should be golden. Okay, we have a ton of players ready to visit, so it's going to be kind of tricky figuring out how I want to go about this, how I want to spend my time. I think once again, I'm ready to roll on recruiting. We have a ton of visits lined up for the next few weeks. The big week this week, big week next week. So for recruiting's sake and for our sanity, we gotta make sure we don't lose to Florida State. Here goes nothing. The good news, we're still undefeated. Bad news, Ryan Williams wants to transfer again. Not too worried about that though, because I feel like he's gonna end the draft anyway, but we will have to monitor that if he does decide to play a senior season and we lose him to a transfer. I'm not gonna lie, that upset me. We once again have ourselves a massive matchup this week at home against #19 Florida. Slowly but surely creeping up this top 25, now 8th in the country, still behind Duke. Texas still #1, although they just barely escaped in the game against UTSA. Okay, so I think by far week 3 was the best game we've played. 49-21, we got the big W. Our offense exploded. Avery Johnson putting up respectable numbers, although I kind of expected a little bit more with the wide receiver room we have. I'm assuming once again Fluff is going off, dude. Like, he very easily could win the Heisman this season. Avery Johnson, good game from him too on the ground. And again, respectable numbers from our receivers. Zachariah Branch with 88 yards. Cam Coleman didn't do way too much. Ryan Williams with the touchdown. Now we need to see how some of those recruiting visits went. Oh, apparently Roderick Joseph, we no longer meet his deal breaker. Play style, we have a C, he needs a B. That's the 5-star receiver. The 6'6" 211 that we're leading for. So I'm going to keep him on the board for now, but I'm not liking this. Hopefully we can meet that deal breaker eventually, and by that time, hopefully we're still number 1 on this board. And outside of that, things are looking pretty great. Ooh, just kidding. Ohio State passes up this 5-star guard, which means we need to schedule a visit for him ASAP, but I just don't know all 3 of his interests yet. So it could be one of these 2, man, so we're gonna have to wait, unfortunately. We passed Notre Dame to be number 1 on Jordan Ziemba's board. I feel like we had ourselves a pretty decent week. Dorian Queen visits this week against Florida, so it is massive that we get a win. And if we do, we should be able to pass LSU. Hopefully also pass LSU for Willie Mooney, so we can get both of these 5-star corners. While we're at it, we just need to go in hard sell. We need to go ahead and schedule a couple more visits. Since Bradley Minnis is super close to committing to Ohio State, man, I might just need to go ahead and take a risk with a hard sell, because he's probably going to commit in the next few weeks, probably by the time he could visit. I think we're just going to take a guess and do the coach connection, because hopefully he likes athletic facilities. That being the case, we'll go ahead and schedule a visit against Arkansas, and you know what, we'll go ahead and pitch athletic facilities too. We're going to have to take a guess. It's 5-star strong safety. It's going to take 40 minutes to schedule a visit. We might as well go ahead and do it. Make sure we focus on playing time. We got to schedule this tight end on a visit week 7 versus UAB. We need Daryl Graves to visit against UAB as well. Got this 5-star left tackle who still wants to visit too. But outside of us not meeting this 1 receiver's deal breaker, I'm still liking the way our recruiting class looking. All right, once again, I think recruiting's done. Our board is still in phenomenal shape. Now, let's hope that we don't go and lose here in our first real test of the season. I mean, obviously, Florida's still undefeated, but like with the teams that they've played, they struggled against Wake Forest. Like, we should be getting this dub, especially at home. Oh, God, dude, here goes nothing. Yo! Went and got our first commitment of the season, and it's 5-star wide receiver Jeremiah Paris. Last year, we didn't get our first commit until like, what, week 7, 8? This year, it's in week 4. I'm assuming that means we had a good week against Florida. Unfortunately, regardless of what happened, we got locked out by our right guard, but we're still undefeated. Ooh, and incredible news. We are now number 1 on both Dorian Queen and on Willie Mooney's list. Oh my God, brother, what a game. I don't know what happened to our defense here, but I'm just glad our offense played well. We gave up 629 total yards of offense. Avery Johnson, by far, with the best game of his Bama career. I'm wondering, yeah, DJ Lagway, 5 touchdowns, 411 yards. On the ground, Fluff Bothwell continues to put up insane numbers game after game. What an addition he's been, dude. 3 touchdowns, 9.1 yards per carry, and through the air, Zachariah Branch, incredible game. Isaiah Horton, 1 catch for 89 yards and a tutty. Ryan Williams, decent numbers. I'm still a little bit disappointed in Cam Coleman. Like, if he doesn't have a great year, I'm wondering if he doesn't go to the draft and he'll come back next year. I'm just curious by chance, is Fluff in the Heisman race? I feel like he should be. He's not, but Avery Johnson is. I don't even feel like he's having that great of a season. Okay, I guess that's fair. Like, to my surprise, he's not leading the country in rushing yards. He's getting close, though. He is in the top 5. And also, if I'm not mistaken, he is tied for the lead in the country in rushing yards. Let's see how those visits went down this last week. Unfortunately, we are still locked out of Roderick Joseph, although if you see in the bottom right, we're getting a lot closer with that playing style. So that's why you need to keep these guys on your board, especially in a situation like this where we're still his top team. Unfortunately, we did get locked out of Brandon Minnis, so we're going to have to take him off the board, which means we need to put more points to this 4-star right guard. Let's go ahead and bring him in on a visit week 7. We do need to bring at least 1 guard in this year, so we probably need to put, like I said, more points on him. We'll go ahead and do a hard sell here. All right, once again, another week of recruiting done. Still loving the way our board is looking. We really might be able to hit that target of 10 5-stars to commit. At this point, we still have a ton of recruits visiting these next few weeks. Makes it that much more important that we avoid the upset bug here and don't lose to Arkansas. Can you go ahead and use some of these upgrade points? I want to go ahead and just try to maximize all this, and then we'll move on to another tree. Hey, dude, Arkansas lost to Utah in week 2. They barely got past Stanford. I mean, they are coming off a bye week, so they're going to be well rested, but we should still be winning this game pretty easily. To be fair, this was the point of the season last year. We were still undefeated, but we started to get hit by the upset bug. Like, we lost, like, what, 4 out of 5 games? So if we can avoid that this week, take down Arkansas, we should be well on our way to a college football playoff berth this season. We get another commitment here from a 5-star Dorian Queen, the number 1 player on our board, decides he wants to come on down to Tuscaloosa. Any more? Another commitment, another 5-star? Alonzo Fiegels, 5-star Mike linebacker. That's already 3 5-stars committed in 5 weeks. Unfortunately, we were locked out by one of the 4-stars. With this leveling up, I'm assuming we got ourselves another W. Hold on a freaking second, dude. Avery Johnson just set the Alabama single game passing touchdown record. We got to see what in the world just happened. Okay, more stuff going on here. He also broke the single game SEC passing touchdown record. What did he throw for, like 10 touchdowns? Hold on, dude. We got to go see what in the world just happened. He's getting more stuff. 390 yards, 8 touchdown passes. What in the world? Hold on, dude. Like, what did we do? Score 80, 90 points? 63-17. A massive victory over Arkansas. Not even freaking close. 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. 34 of 36 passing is insane. I gotta see who caught those touchdowns. Fluff, another incredible game, but didn't get to score because of that. Even Avery Johnson had 9 touchdowns because he had a rushing one. Because he had one on the ground with 88 yards. Like, what a performance. Might be one of the best performances in Alabama history. Now, at receiver, you had a Ryan Williams with 3 touchdowns. Zachariah Branch with 4. Even Cam Coleman got in the action with 100 yards and a touchdown. Thea Horton, though, didn't do too much, but he's fine. He's happy for his teammates. Not to mention, fellas, we have now jumped up all the way to number 4 in the country. We're still behind Duke, who's having an incredible season, but Texas, number 1 in the nation. And keep in mind, they are the next game we are going to be playing ourselves all the way in week 10 in Texas. Like, that right there could determine who ends up being the number 1 seed in the college football playoff. And Ole Miss as well with Jeremiah Smith. That's going to be our 3rd game we play this season. That's going to be a tough 1-2 stretch. If we can win these 2 games, dude, like maybe even just one of these, we should be guaranteed a spot in the playoff. I'm assuming Avery Johnson with a performance skyrocketed to number 2 in the Heisman watch. He's got 19 touchdowns and 2 picks. Eli Holstein has more rushing yards. I feel bad for Devin Dampier. He's fell down to 3 and he hasn't even thrown a single pick this year. Watch us have this incredible start to the season just to go and lose to Mississippi State. Oh, great news here. 5-star receiver Roderick Joseph. We can now recruit him again. We've apparently met the deal breaker. We got to kick this recruiting into overdrive, though, because Colorado did overtake us this past week. I'm going to immediately just jump in and hard sell, and hopefully we can pass Colorado. Not going to schedule a visit just yet, though. I'm going to kind of wait on that one. I mean, at this point, ooh, Bernie Coker, we're in a recruiting battle with LSU. Unfortunately, they might end up beating us because they did take the lead and they have a visit coming up. I mean, you can't land them all, brother. You can't land them all. Although at this point, I might have enough hours available to maximize every prospect on my board. So we weren't able to max out everybody, but we got pretty freaking close to it. If we can get like another player or 2 to commit here in the next few weeks, we should go ahead and be able to put 50 points on everybody and maybe start scouting and recruiting some other players. So can we please not derail all the great progress we have made this season by losing to Mississippi State, dude? I'm just not going to allow it. And would you look at this, brother? Another 5-star committed to the squad. 5-star quarterback Fanau Chung out of Dallas, Texas is coming down to Tuscaloosa. Anybody else? We get another potential 5-star Bryce Sauer. I mean, what is that? 6 5-stars already? We get another one? Willie Mooney. We get 2 5-star corners on the year out of San Diego, California. At the same time, a little disappointing because we were locked out on a ton of players, and it was a lot of players I think we were supposed to have visit the next few weeks, but don't care, dude. We got 3 more 5-stars. And Avery Johnson, again, man, SEC Offensive Player of the Week. I think I made the right decision, you know, when we decided to make him our starting quarterback. Not only did he win SEC Player of the Week, he also won National Offensive Player of the Week, so Avery Johnson, I mean, he's got to be one of the Heisman. He's not, but he's still close at number 2. Devin Dampier, he regained the lead, which I think is fair, you know, considering the fact he still hasn't thrown an interception. 42-17, another dominant performance. At least these last few weeks, our defense has finally started to play a little bit better. He also ran for 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. No wonder he won National Offensive Player of the Week. Also broke 5 tackles. First game we haven't seen Fluff run for 100 yards, but I guess he was just being respectful since it was against his former team. Zachariah Branch going off again. Cam Coleman with a great game. 2 touchdowns. Ryan Williams put up decent numbers. Apparently, it's Isaiah Horton who's the odd man out in the receiver room, which is crazy considering he's a 91 overall. I'm telling you right now, dude, if we ruin our undefeated season with a loss against UAB, I'm going to lose my freaking mind. We have a lot of work to do here in the recruiting board since we lost multiple defensive tackles to Virginia Tech. Like, what in the world? Disappointed we lost out on Bernie, but sometimes you can't get them all. Ooh, we fell behind Duke for Spencer Burt. What in the world? Ooh, I'm just now figuring out we haven't hard sold yet to him, so hopefully that can make a difference. We can land multiple 5-star will linebackers. That would make a huge improvement because we really aren't that deep at outside linebacker in our squad. Oh, the good news, even though we lost out on a lot of players this week, Roderick Joseph, wide receiver who had us locked out for a while, we now have regained the lead. But unfortunately, he has a visit coming up with Colorado, so there's actually a really good chance he commits that week because he's really, really close to doing so. And I can have him visit on our bye week. Okay, I need to go ahead and do that now because by the time he would visit against Kentucky, he'd already probably commit to Colorado. So we need to take advantage of this bye week. Go ahead, schedule a visit, and see if he'll go ahead and commit next week. I want to go ahead and see if there's any other 5-stars that we could potentially use our time on. So we have a bunch of hours left over. Okay, there's unfortunately no more 5-stars that we can go after. A lot of players already have us locked out. We need to try and find the best remaining defensive tackle out there because we needed to really sign 1 or 2 this year, and there's only 1 4-star left. And we could use a little bit of depth at free safety, so let's see if we can find a really good one still out there. Not really a good strong safety class, so we've got to make sure we lock in and get Marvin Swearinger. We still possibly could land a 4-star guard. We still need to bring in a tight end, and there's only 1 more 4-star left out there. But even worry about scouting a few 3-stars? Probably not. First of all, let's make sure none of these guys are busts. Just make sure they're worth even recruiting. So none seem to be busts, but they don't seem to be, you know, really talented. Just kidding, Stephon Dumerville. And we do need a tight end, so let's make sure we give him a scholarship offer ASAP. I mean, we'll go ahead and offer a scholarship to all of these guys. We desperately need a defensive tackle, so we'll give the most time to him and the tight ends. We don't have a tight end on the board. And I think with that, we're good on the recruiting front again. I do want to update, though, our top class. We now are 4th in the country, 6 commitments, 6 5-stars. Somehow, Georgia, Clemson, and Ohio State have 13 and 14 commitments, but we are by far leading the nation in total 5-stars. We have tripled Ohio State's total. All right, so let's please not go ruin this magical season against UAB. I'm really hoping for an 100-point W. Talk about leading the nation in 5-stars. Let's add another one to the board. John Hawkinson, left tackle, which we need some talented tackles on this squad. Another commitment. This time, our first 4-star, Devin Boehm. We had to make some ground up on him. We were 2nd a few weeks ago. Apparently, we impressed him enough for him to commit. And good news, nobody else locked us out. And thankfully, we didn't get upset. And as of right now, we don't have anybody I'm too worried about at risk of transferring. Ryan Williams with a massive game, 9 catches, 137 yards, 3 touchdowns. This reminds me, I want to go and check how Jeremiah Smith is doing at Ole Miss. But first, I want to check how he did. Honestly, I feel like we could have done better. 49-21. How Avery Johnson didn't win Offensive Player of the Week again with 6 touchdowns, 422 yards, I have no idea. Fluff Bothwell, I think his best game yet, 144 yards and a tutty. Ryan Williams, Cam Coleman combining for 246 yards. Caleb Edwards still putting up great numbers at tight end position. Zachariah Branch was a little quiet. Feel bad for Isaiah Hort, man. We can't help how much talent we have at the receiver position. I really hope Jeremiah Smith is realizing he made the wrong decision. But he has 646 yards, 4 touchdowns, very respectable numbers. I mean, to be fair, at least in terms of yards, he would be our leading receiver. But we'll prove him wrong a few weeks from now. With the commitments, we still number 4 in the country, which is insane to me considering we have 7 5-stars. I guess just the total number of 4-stars these teams have make a big difference. Just out of pure curiosity, the worst class in the country, Minnesota. Okay, gosh, there's a lot of teams that haven't signed a single player yet. All right, looking at this 5-star receiver, Roderick Joseph, I think it is vital, absolutely freaking vital. He commits this week on our bye because if he doesn't commit, he's going to visit Colorado next week and probably commit to them then. So it is very, very important. We impressed him enough on this bye week that he commits to us and we get another 5-star. And if we do miss out on him, hopefully we can also land Ross LaFell here soon, which he also is visiting this upcoming week. So a few of the players that we literally just added to the board, we can go ahead and schedule a visit with them, but they won't be able to visit until week 12 against Kentucky. And it might be wise to hold off on that because we haven't unlocked a lot of their interests. So for now, we're just literally going to send the house on all of them. Like at this point, dude, I don't know what to do with these remaining 140 hours. I guess I'll take a look at these remaining top 100 players that we can still add. There's a quarterback with the last name of Lewis Quick, who is a lefty. He's a pocket passer though, so I don't know how quick he actually is. He's a gym, but not very quick actually. But as we add time to these players that we just added to the board, it is now time to advance past this bye week. And keep in mind, we have like 3-4 players visiting this week, so I really hope we see a few more commitments, especially from that 5-star receiver, because if we don't have him commit here, he's going to commit to Colorado next week. I just know it. So please have the animation come up. Please tell me it's the 5-star. It is the 5-star offensive tackle, Aiden Nicholson, which is obviously big, but at the same time, the wide receiver didn't commit. So, unless it's him right here, it's not. It's the center. Thad Samia. Another commitment, it is another 4-star Keegan Cooper at the edge position. We get another 5-star. We do Marvin Swearinger, so we do get the best strong safety in the entire country. But I do think we have some bad news. Number one, because Ryan Williams wants to transfer again. Unfortunately, to have a few of the players that we added to our board go ahead and commit elsewhere, which is fair. But I don't think we had anybody commit that was on that bye week visit. Yeah, right here, Roderick Joseph, man, he still hasn't made a decision. But he is visiting Colorado this week, so there's probably a good chance we miss out on him. But again, you can't get all the 5 stars in the world. Hopefully, we'll be able to get Ross LaFell here soon. Oh, we did lose out on Spencer Burt, one of the outside linebackers that I desperately wanted, dude. He ends up going to Duke. Like, Duke can get a 5-star every now and then. You know what? It's fine. They deserve it. They've been having a great season. Ooh, Notre Dame passed us for Jordan Ziemba. That is not good, especially considering they have a visit coming up with them. We need to go ahead and schedule our visit with him against Kentucky, which hopefully will help us overtake Notre Dame. And then these last 4 players on the board, I guess we'll have to schedule them against Auburn. And again, I'm at the point where there's literally nothing else I can still do with my time. Unless I just want to try to see if I can find like the fastest wide receiver left on the board. Yeah, I think I'm literally just going to go out and scout like every single remaining 4-star receiver, try to find the best one. To this point, I literally have nothing else to do with my time. It's funny, I just wasted my time doing that because literally none of the receivers I just added to my board have anything over, I think, 88 speed is the max. Like I said, I needed to waste my time doing something. Maybe I can find a sleeper, like super fast tight end. I will keep you guys updated to see if we can find the next Brock Bowers. But another massive game against a struggling Texas A&M team. But keep in mind, man, this 100% could be a trap game because next week, our biggest game of the season, as we will travel to now, number 8 Texas, and then immediately go and play number 14 Ole Miss. So really, these next few weeks will determine whether or not we make the college football playoff. If we can win the next 3, I feel like we can lose the last 2 games of the season and still make the playoffs. Like, I hopefully wouldn't lose to Auburn. That would be detrimental. That would be terrible. But yeah, man, Texas A&M has been struggling big time. They lost to Missouri State, one of the newest teams in college football, all while going to beat number 14 Ole Miss, but they just got obliterated by Georgia last week. But this is the SEC. Literally anything can happen, especially away from home. Let's hopefully keep up momentum and get out of Kyle Field with a massive W before going to take on Texas in what will probably determine who's one of the top seeds in the country. Oh my gosh, how in the world did that just happen? Roderick Joseph, who I thought was going to commit to Colorado because he was on a visit, commits to us. Secondly, we get 2 5-star commitments at the same exact time. That's our 3rd 5-star we have signed to the wide receiver position. So all these wide receivers we have on our roster that we're going to be losing this season, we're replenishing them with multiple 5-stars. Do we have any more? A 3rd 5-star commitment in a row. This time, Alexander Stevens, 5-star linebacker out of Honolulu, Hawaii. Surely that's it, right? Another commitment, this time from a 4-star free safety, Tavares Moncrief out of Old Benton, Mississippi. A 5th commitment, this time Oscar Komar. So we do get ourselves a running back in this class. And unfortunately, we did get locked out of a few players, and we got a lot of XP, which I'm assuming means we did get the dub against Texas A&M, and yes, we did. And Ryan Williams had a big game, 14 grabs for 174 and a touchdown. Like, why do you want to transfer, brother? So with all those commitments, I want to check the top classes. We are now number 1 in the nation with the number 1 recruiting class. Now, 12 5-stars, which, if I'm not mistaken, is 10 more 5-stars than 2nd in the country. So unless something goes terribly wrong, dude, we're now 30 points above Ohio State. I will be shocked if we do not end this season with the number 1 recruiting class in the entire country. It has got to happen. And also, if I'm not mistaken, we still have Jordan Ziemba on our board, which there's a good chance he commits to Notre Dame in the next few weeks, which is rather unfortunate. We have Tyrone Bryant, 5-star running back, number 1 running back in the country out of Illinois. He is very close to committing to us, and I don't see any way Michigan can catch us. And still a bunch of other 4-stars on the board that we're trying to recruit here kind of late. Yeah, none of these tight ends were actually fast enough for me to actually want to recruit any of these 3-stars, so I think we'll just stick with who we have, and unfortunately, I think we'll just have to waste the time that we got left. Now, to be fair, it wasn't as much of a blowout as I would have liked for against Texas A&M, but still, a win is a win, especially away from home in the SEC. Ooh, Avery Johnson, did he get injured? Because Noah Fafita had to come in, and he was okay in mop-up duty. We're definitely going to have to see, because that could be a huge development if Avery Johnson went down, because he has been so freaking good this season. And also Fluff with by far the worst game of his season, only 55 yards, 3.4 yards per carry. But Ryan Williams, we already saw, went off. Zachariah Branch, good game. Cam Coleman kind of slacking off a little bit. But as you fellas know, we have the big one this week. number 8 Texas in Austin. Now, who in the world did they lose to this season? They lost to Ole Miss, who we have to play next week. They're just coming off a 46-3 win against number 18 Auburn, dude. So, like, they're coming out with a vengeance. They're mad that they lost. And they want to try to show they're still the best team in the country by beating the undefeated Alabama Crimson Tide, which I've got to see. I told you guys I wanted an update on Duke, and they are 8-0 this season, still above us in the top 25 poll. We need one of them to lose, man, so we could be the number 1 team in the country, because we want to get a first-round bye. I mean, I can't see that and not do a deep dive analysis on Duke's season. Like, how in the world are they having such a good year? I mean, they've beaten some good teams. Took down UConn. They beat number 20 Tulane at home, and that's Tulane's only loss of the entire season. They beat North Carolina, destroyed Virginia, and that is going to be a massive matchup next week as they play number 1 Clemson at home. A potential number 1 versus number 2 matchup. That's going to be insane. Not going to lie, dude, kind of stalling here because I'm kind of nervous. Let's stall by using some of these 22 upgrade points. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's just go ahead and finish out maxing this recruiter board. We got the line down pat. I don't think right now I'm going to waste my time on the kickers and punters. When we get more points accumulated, I'll go ahead and try to unlock one of these other skill trees. But unfortunately, dudes, I can't put it off any longer. They still have Arch Manning, dude. They're going to have such a good roster. Great running back. Incredible receiving core. They even have a much better tight end room than we do. I need all the luck in the world, dude, because if we can somehow, some way, travel to Austin here, get the W, I think we pretty much at that point will be locked in to a college football playoff spot. And at that point, it's all about trying to earn a first-round bye. Texas coming out with the football, 3rd down in inches. This will be a massive stop to force them to a 3-and-out in their own stadium. Get this ball back. Play action pass. Little dump wide open. Oh, no. That's not what you like to see on the opening drive. At this point, you're hoping to either force a turnover or hold them to a field goal. Maybe a last-second blitz will help with that. So RPO, and we just adjusted to terrible coverage to defend that. Another handoff. I think it's going to be close. 4th and inches. Now they're going to go for it. They are. Oh, my God, dude. This is such a massive play early on in this one. If we can get out of here without giving up points, that will be huge. We're blitzing all over it, baby. Big hit. What an effort from the running back. That's insane. Like, what a cut there, dude. I thought for sure we were getting that stop. Sometimes good players just make a good play. Now it's time for somebody in our defense to make a good play. Right here on cue. Oh, my God. That would have been perfect. I would definitely consider this a W if we can just hold them to a field goal. Arch is taking off. We get him in the backfield. 4th and 16. Tyreek Tucker with the sack. So unless any nonsense happens here, we're going to hold Texas to a field goal on this opening drive, which after how it started, I'll consider a dub. All right, that stadium pulse is rocking, and it's not affecting me way too much just yet. No, we're going to take off here. I see a ton of green grass. Avery Johnson. First play of this ball game. What's that, like a 40-yard rush? Now, to win this football game, we're going to have to get Fluff Bothwell going, so we're going to keep it on the ground. 2nd straight play. He's going to gain a few. Nothing dumb here. And we did something dumb. We got sacked. Just got to make sure we can get in field goal range here, man. Take off with Avery Johnson once again. It's a 1st down and more. That's got to be 50 yards rushing on this drive. Exactly 4. Richard Young checks in. Going to run the ball again. And it might be how I have to win this football game, because I might be cooked with their stadium pulse. I have no idea how good I'll be able to throw the football this game. Brian Williams, outside leverage, makes the grab, picks up a couple. Oh, tight end is open. Edwards back to the end zone. It's intercepted. That's insane, actually. That is insane. I mean, I shouldn't have laughed a bit. Like, gosh dang, dude. Like, what a turn of events. Oh, my gosh, a miracle. I simmed to play, dude, and we immediately get an interception. Eli Bowen bailing me out. I don't normally get this lucky, dude, so I'm going to take advantage. Hand the football off. Fluff. Touchdown, which I feel like we should have gotten in the first place. I have Texas held to another 3rd down and short. If we can get off the field here, I'll be the happiest man on this side of the Mississippi River. He's open. I told you guys this tight end is going to kill us all game long. And at this point, just hold him to a freaking field goal. RPO, tight end again. This time, got him corralled. All right, Texas going empty here. It might be a good opportunity to blitz, but we're not going to. Be careful. We're going to get to Arch Manning anyway, which is going to make for a very, very long field goal. I'm sure Texas has a great kicker, so there's a good chance he still makes it. But it's going to be like, what, a 54, 55-yard field goal? It's going to be right down the middle, but at the end of the day, we still retain a 7-6 lead. Try to hit him with a little jet sweep pop pass here. Zachariah Branch to the outside. He has the speed, but he's only going to pick up about 4. Can somebody please get open here? I mean, he was, but I panicked. I had the deep post wide open for a touchdown. I'm telling you, man, this stadium pulse has just got me rattled. All right, this could be a huge mistake. We are going to bring pressure. RPO, good tackle. Again, I'm going to bring another blitz, and I'm actually really hoping I'm going to run the ball. They do the pass. Quick pass. Incomplete. I think Texas is going to go for it. Oh, this would be great field position, dude. They're going... The quick little screen pass. Big turnover on downs. Both offenses struggling in this one, dude. Hopefully, we can find a way to get into the end zone here. That would make me very, very happy. Might just have to dump the ball off this driver. Young with a big gain. A little risky here, going with a speed option, which luckily Bothwell corrals it. Spin move. Big gain out of absolutely nothing. Ooh, deer out of the backfield. He's going to drop the ball, set up for a 3rd and 10. If he hangs on there, it's a big first down. If anything, just make sure we do not throw an interception here. Get sacked, not the end of the world. The dig is open. If I had a split second longer, we ourselves are going to have to settle for a field goal here, which just isn't too terrible. I was kind of expecting a lot worse. Kick is up. Field goal is good. We take a 10-6 lead. Not gonna lie, getting the ball right back would make me so happy, dude. 3rd down and long. We've been pretty good on 3rd downs today, especially on the 3rd and longs. We haven't gave really, I think, anything deep up. All right, Arch. Bad throw here, I beg. Or dump it off. Take off. All right, there's no shot, right? Big hit. It's fine. 4th down and 5. Give me that football back. Let's go and score a touchdown here and take a 2-possession lead. At least, at bare minimum, get a field goal here, make it a touchdown game. Let's get a good little punt return. We have a good setup here. Decent. You dump it off, be safe. Hit Young a few yards, close to a first. I'm like in one of those moods where I do not trust myself throwing the ball at all. So I honestly probably just need to go short until I gain some confidence. Let's see if we can get Fluff going. Big hole up the middle. He's going to get about 7. And that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Unless we can get the playoff. 2-minute warning it is. Honestly, I'm just glad we're not losing. It's an ugly game right now. For both offenses, I'm just happy we currently have the lead. I don't care if we win 3-0, 2-0, 100-0. A win is a win. That's what we need right now to hopefully get a first-round bye in the college football playoffs. Oh man, the stadium pulse is killing me right here, dude. Hopefully something underneath is open. Edwards, a little behind him, but a first down is all we needed. Ryan Williams have to fit that in there. Oh, a sketchy throw hits him in the hands, but he drops it. Oh, underneath. Ryan Williams gonna be open. Good catch. Sets up for a 3rd and inches. Surely Fluff can pick up a singular inch here, right? The middle. He got it. Just don't take a sack. I'm trying to throw the ball away. I might have to play for a field goal now, dude. Ryan Williams should be open with a good throw. Good catch. Come on, score. We're close. I mean, we're just going to continue to give it to Fluff here. Up the middle, touchdown Alabama, even though yours truly, I'll admit, been a terrible performance. I'm seeing ghosts out there. I can see nothing down the field right now for whatever reason. We have ourselves a 2-possession lead. That, my friends, brings us to halftime. With how bad that we've played, me specifically, I'm just glad to have an 11-point lead. Now we get the ball here to open up the second half. The dynamic lighting is taking effect here. The lighting is crazy in the stadium right now. Half the stadium's in a shadow. I'm just hoping we can have somebody wide open deep. We can go up by multiple touchdowns. I just gotta be safe, man. Had pressure in my face immediately. Ryan Williams on the slant. Just sit down on it. Oh, what a play from number 6. We're gonna have to punt. After a terrible punt, Texas has incredible field position. I guess at this point, man, just hold them to a field goal. I mean, there is an alternate universe when they don't even get in the field goal range. They keep dumping it off like that, and they might. I mean, this would be like, what, a 50-something yard field goal? And they already made that once today. Let's see. Hold on. He's wide open up the middle. Gosh, dang it. Now I got to keep him out of the end zone. RPO. Touchdown, Texas. Oh, that's unfortunate, brother. You just knew this wasn't going to be an easy victory coming in here to Austin. They're going for 2 here. Try to make it a field goal game. We got to lock in. It sucks if we give up the touchdown, but let's finish off strong here. Keep at least a 5-point lead. Going to be a run from Arch. We should be all over it. Please make the tackle. Thank God. Keep him out of the end zone. That means we keep a 5-point lead. Let's go ahead. Hopefully get those points back on this drive. A little pop pass action. And it's going to get us a few. Branch, I don't know why he stopped. I thought he was running a drag. All right, dude, we can't put him the football and give him a chance to take the lead. Just can't do it. Gotta have this. Have got to pick up 4 here. Looking for the drags. Branch again. This time. Beautiful. What's not beautiful is Avery Johnson is hurt. That is terrible. Oh, no. What in the world happened? He has a chest injury, but it's to be determined. We don't know how severe it is. I mean, I feel like the smart thing to do is bring in the guy that's a high overall, Rocco Beck. He hasn't got any playing time this year. Wait, Avery Johnson is right back in. Okay, so I stretched out for absolutely nothing. Let's just do a little pop pass action, and that's probably what I get for running it again. Another big potential conversion here. Have to throw the ball away, have to punt the ball. Gosh dang it. You know what, actually? I'm going to read the room. We're going to go for this. I feel like we are in desperate need of some momentum here. Let's see if we can pick it up. Cam Coleman over the middle. He didn't make it to the line of scrimmage as Texas football. All right, just got to put it behind us and lock in here. Play some good defense. Down the seam. Good hit. Big hit. I feel like it's time, dude, we intercept the football. I feel like it's time something big happens defensively. And, I mean, they're still in field goal range. As long as they don't score a touchdown, I'll be fine with it. Take the ball off! Come on! Let's take it back to the house! Please! Bowen! Arch Manning's not gonna catch us. Pick six! What a freaking game changer! Oh my gosh, Eli Bowen with his second interception of the game. Both pretty much scored us a touchdown, so if we end up winning this ball game, Eli Bowen, player of the freaking game. Call me what you want to call me. If we get this football back here, get the stop, I'm probably going to run the ball, start chewing clock. We can tackle Arch Manning here, and of course he's going to get the first. He's a fast fella. Oh, I don't like this, dude. He's going 5 wide again. I do not like this coverage at all. Adjust to a Tampa 2, please. Go short. No shot. No shot. Okay. Sometimes you're going to have to learn to grow through adversity, brother. Let's hopefully now learn from our mistakes. Make a big play. Maybe get another interception. Maybe another pick six here. Sweep to the right. Oh, no. Safety, please. Big hit. Touchdown, Texas. Oh, I feel like that was such an avoidable touchdown drive. If we would have made that play on 3rd down, dude, it'd be our football. I mean, you just knew this game was going to come down to the freaking wire. At least the stadium pulse isn't going nuts right now. Come on, get open deep here, please. Down the seam, please. In stride, of course. Cam Coleman, his first grab of the game. That's exactly what we needed. That is the answer we needed to shush this crowd even more. The Auburn transfer coming up huge in a game that has a massive college football playoff implications. Everybody put your forwards up as we head into the 4th quarter. Big 3rd down to stop this one. As I wanted to do before, we can get this stop. We can get the Arch Manning here. He can't get the ball off as they're going for it. Oh my gosh, dude. Sark is being super aggressive right now. I guess he is down by 2 possessions. But if we get a stop here, it might be a GG. Please, man. Please, man. Please, please, please. Thank God. You best believe I'm running the football every single play I get a chance to. Fluff up the middle. Let's just go ahead and score, brother. Cam Coleman for a 2nd time. Touchdown, Bama! As mentioned, he hasn't had the greatest of seasons after transferring from Auburn, but he's coming up big when his team has needed him the most. We have traveled to Austin and played an ugly, ugly football game, but at the end of the day, if an ugly football game is a 45-19 victory, I feel like that's a national championship favorite. Oh, dude, that was stressful. At the end of the day, Avery Johnson, very efficient game, had that 1 interception, but outside of that, did what he had to do. Bluff Bothwell must have done something crazy there at the end of the game. He ends up with 145 yards, 3 touchdowns. Like, I'll be surprised if by the end of the year he's not in the Heisman race. Zachariah Brandt's 5 catches for 13 yards, but Cam Coleman, obviously leading receiver on this one. 2 grabs, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. Surely after a win like that, we jump up in the polls. We have to. And what do you know? Another 5-star commitment. Was that make 13? Tyrone Bryant, the #1 running back in the entire nation. Is that our only commitment? It is, and we were unfortunately locked out of the other 5-star. And of course, Eli Bowen, after that massive performance, is SEC Defensive Player of the Week. I'm assuming it'll also been National Defensive Player of the Week. Oh, what do you know? And more massive news, we are now the #1 team in the entire nation as the college football playoff rankings have came out. Duke is still #2, but Clemson lost to Miami, who now is #3. There might be a lot of ACC teams in the playoffs because, I mean, dude, 4 of the top 5 teams is ACC. Other teams in the top 25, you have UCF, Texas fell to 18, Tulane's 19, Maryland's up there, UTSA in the top 20, Hawaii just outside the top 20, so I feel like we might have a few G5 teams make it this go around. And of course, currently we are projected to have a 1st round bye, which would be huge because we'd only have to win 5 games to make it to the Natty. Unfortunately, with Ziemba committing to Notre Dame, even though we had a visit scheduled at 2 weeks down the line, I believe that is the last 5-star that is uncommitted on our board, which means we currently have 13 5-stars, 5 4-stars. We are 40 points ahead of Ohio State as the #1 class in the entire nation. We still have a few more 4-stars that we're going after. So with these being the only 4 players we're still recruiting, there's not much left for me to do. We already have 18 commitments, could have 22 if all those guys commit. There's not anybody I'm like really interested in. I kind of want to save those remaining spots for guys out of the portal. So I guess that means it's time to now take on number 8 Ole Miss and show Jeremiah Smith what he could have been a part of. Ole Miss is another tricky one, man. This is a crazy environment. Bama's lost here in recent history. Lane Kiffin obviously has a great squad here. Recruited Jackson Arnold out of the portal, who played well against us last year in the Iron Bowl. And obviously got Jeremiah Smith out of the portal. Hopefully we can get off to a clean start in this one. Already have them set up for a 3rd down and relatively long. I would love to get this football back here. Got the slant covered. Out route. Oh, man. 1st down in plus territory. I just have a feeling, man, with this being the SEC, like, we're due for a loss, especially against a team like Ole Miss. They're going to run hurry up every single play. I just know it, man. Our players are going to be so tired by the end of this one. They're going to be so tired that even if we win this, we'll probably end up losing next week. So everybody's not going to have any stamina left. Yeah, I told you they're running hurry up every single play. RPO action. Oh, great call. Great call. Almost in the red zone. Play action pass. Wide open. They might score. Dude, this already feels like the LSU game last year. Like, I just don't know if we're going to be able to stop this offense. At least we're able to stop the running game. Bunch of motion going on. Over the middle was very close to intercepting that. If they run this, we might have a chance with the quarterback, Jackson Arnold, staying upright, spinning into the end zone. That is insane, actually. Like I said, dude, sometimes good players make good plays. And all we can do now here is just try and answer. Quick slant, Ryan Williams. 1st down, go ahead and score. You know what, Ole Miss? We'll do exactly what you did to us, and we're just going to run up-tempo at least every play on this drive. I have a good, glorious feeling that this isn't going to go for anything. Although A should be open if I had a split second longer. Cam Coleman, he's open, dude. Please, in stride, make the grab, bang! Cam Coleman is on fire, dude. His 3rd touchdown on 3 catches in the last game and a half a quarter. Maybe he's like the missing piece of this offense that I have not been utilizing myself. And I also have to say, dude, this is probably the best throw of Avery Johnson's career. Like 60 yards on a dime in stride off his back foot with pressure in his face. What a guy. Of course, we have Ole Miss here moving the ball deep in our own territory. Little fake pass. You know what? I will take that all day long. Honestly, if it's home to a field goal, I'll be happy, dude. Because, like, Ole Miss's offense is so good. Like, holding the field goals is, like, pretty much getting a win every drive. The play action. Another little dump off. That'll make the open field tackle. Sets up for a 3rd down and medium. And they're, of course, they're going hurry up again. Go in the flats and make sure we have that covered. Anything short, hopefully, we're locked down on. Play action again in the flats. All over. Please don't let them get the 1st down. It's going to be a 4th down and 1. And they're going to go for the field goal, which kind of shocks me. I totally thought Lane Kiffin was going to be a lot more aggressive and go for this here. Because they probably would have got it if they did go for it. But they're going to settle for the field goal. They make it. But again, I consider that a win in my book. No, I've yet to even hand the ball off to Fluff Bothwell at all in this 1st quarter. Had a great game last week, so he deserves a few carries. And he is going to pick up a 1st down. Fluff bouncing it out left. Got corralled there. Didn't get a single yard. Hey, X is open. He's going to make the grab. 4th and 3. And I think I honestly might be the aggressive one here and go for this. At the end of one, kind of what I expected. Ole Miss's offense is going to be impossible to stop all game. We're going to have to keep up with them, which is why I want to go for it on 4th down to open up this 2nd quarter. Maybe this is a mistake. Who knows, dude, but we're all here for it. Bluff Bothwell. Oh, it's an overthrow. He was so open too, man. All right, fellas, just got to lock in then and play some good defense. We can just hold them to another field goal. We'll be all right. But at this rate, they're going to score a freaking touchdown. Another quick one, and that's going to be a touchdown, Ole Miss. Oh, my gosh, dude. This is like literally my biggest nightmare. Bluff to the outside. He has 1 man to beat, which he doesn't. It's going to set up for a 3rd and 2. I'm going to run the ball here, and if we don't get it, I'm probably going to go for it again. 2 runs to get 2 yards. Up the middle. He's stuffed. Of course, we're going for it. And I honestly kind of like this setup. We need a singular yard. Young checks in. Fresh running back gets the 1st down. Lovely. You know what? We're going to take off with Avery Johnson here and get a massive gain in this scramble. Ryan Williams with a quick slant. This could be a touchdown. If he gets the edge, which he doesn't quite get the edge, but he gets down to the 10-yard line. That's all we need. Like I said, brother, we desperately need a touchdown here to hang in with Ole Miss. The slant again. It's open. Cam Coleman, his 4th touchdown in the last game and a half. Right here, we have a very rare chance of getting Ole Miss off the field, and we do. Big hit. Lays the boom like the Costco guys. Forces the incompletion. We're going to be getting the football back very quickly, and hopefully can go down the field to take a lead for the first time in this one. If I take the shot here, don't think so. Maybe to Ryan Williams. Perfect. Big first play. Ryan Williams down to midfield. And left tackle, we got to be better. 3rd down and 18, man. We got to take advantage of getting the ball back. Like, there's not many times Ole Miss is not going to score in this game. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to have to throw the football away, man. Punt it back to Ole Miss. And after an incredible punt, dude, we actually have a chance for a safety here. I'm going to blitz. Look at the safety. Come on! 1-point ball game. What a turn of events there. Which means we obviously get the football right back. Let's make up for that stinky last drive and actually put up some points here and take our first lead of this ball game. A wide open. Kind of let it a little bit too far inside. Ryan Williams. Ooh, went right through his hands, I think. All right, brother, we can't squander 2 great, incredible opportunities. Take off with Avery Johnson. He has the speed to get to the outside and just enough for the first down. A was wide open. Y is 2. Good throw on the run. Ryan Williams with the grab. Already puts him over 100 for the first half. Avery Johnson up the middle. Just slide. Don't you dare fumble. And off the fluff here. Bounce it outside, and we're going backwards. What we can't do is get this close to scoring and have to settle for a field goal. I'm going to go ahead and shoot every second off this clock so Ole Miss doesn't have any chance to score no matter what happens. Oh, man. Saw X open. I'm going to take off with Avery Johnson again. His legs are bailing me out right now. Again, I'm not seeing open receivers, but at the end of the day, you just got to find a way to win. Ooh, I might go for 2 here to make it a 7-point game. Hopefully this isn't a mistake, dude. The slant, Ryan Williams is open. He's going to make the grab. 7-point lead going into halftime, bearing something crazy happening before half. Ooh, and I completely forgot we actually get the ball here to open the second half. Imagine we score again and take a 2-possession lead. So jet sweep touch pass, which I have to say, fellas, sorry to burst your bubble, but this play definitely isn't effective as it was last year, but it still obviously can get you some yards every now and then. Just for research purposes, I'm going to run the same exact play to the opposite side and probably show you so you can get stopped for a loss. Alright, no big deal, brother. Just a 3rd down and 21 that we have to convert to hopefully keep our drive alive. Just had to heave it up and just, come on, catch the football. Oh, that is such a big play, dude. Of course, it's the big freshman tight end Edwards on the grab. We keep the drive going somehow, some way, with the chance to actually take a 2-possession lead in another game that I'm just playing absolutely terrible in. Cam Coleman, a little bit of open space. I can't believe it, dude. This guy is a touchdown monster. How am I just now figuring this out? That is 5 touchdowns in the past, what, it's like 6 quarters of football for him? 3rd down and 10 with a chance to get Ole Miss off the football once again here. Make this tackle, please. 4th down and 2. Now, what is Lane Kiffin going to do? He's going to punt. Part of me wants to go for the dagger here. I'm not going to be dumb, though. Unless it's open, I'm not going to pull the trigger. And it's not really open. Ryan Williams is going to be, though. And he kept his feet in bounds somehow for the catch. And to take off with Avery again. I probably could have thrown it to X last second, but I was trying to be safe. Avery Johnson is not feeling good, so we got to make sure we don't take any more big hits. I don't want him to get hurt down the stretch. The tight end, maybe in stride. That's beautiful. Beautiful pitch and catch there. Unfortunately, now I'll have a 3rd down and long. Like a touchdown here pretty much seals the deal. A field goal keeps them in the ball game abso-freaking-lutely. So let's pick this up, please. Ryan Williams on the dig. And that honestly wasn't the best of decisions. So I am going to probably have to kick this field goal here, which should be pretty simple with it being right down the middle. But with this, fellas, we do have a 17-point lead, which I feel like we should be safe, which then again is me holding the controller, so honestly anything can happen, which a stop here on 3rd down would be a massive, massive start to hopefully clinching the victory, but somehow he completed that pass. That's insane. Over the middle, oh, I completely missed my big hit. 1st down, Ole Miss. RPO, not liking this one at all. I mean, if Ole Miss scores, dude, it's a 10-point game, and they're right back in it. Hand off, all over that one. 4's up, headed into the fourth quarter. Again, if we win this football game, I will be shocked if we don't end up getting a first-round bye in the college football playoffs. This is another big win. We're the number one team in the country. So, like, even if we drop another game, I still feel like we've clinched the spot. Third down and goal. Again, like, if they score a touchdown, they're back in it. Field goal, I feel comfortable. RPO, good tackle, like a 2-yard loss, is going to set up for another fourth down and goal. If we get this stop, I think it's a GG. Also, if we stop on a fourth and goal and I'm getting it, I'm going to be upset. He's trying another Jackson Darnold scramble. Cam Coleman. Oh, I thought it was going to be more open than that. But he's still going to make the grab. We take that. I'm not going to lie, dude. If we don't pick this up, I'm going to be a little nervous, especially since they run hurry up and they can score in a hurry. He has a step on him. Zachariah Branch in stride with the grab. That, my friends, might be the clincher. That, my friends, is ball game. Another stressful one. 48-31, though. Ended up being relatively comfortable. We remain undefeated on the season. Avery Johnson, another masterclass. At this rate, dude, he is going to win the Heisman. 17-30, 426 yards, 5 touchdowns. I didn't throw a pick, so I feel good about myself. Couldn't get much going fluff at all, dude. By far, his worst game of the season. Probably the worst game of his entire career. At least Avery Johnson was able to do well on the scramble. Ryan Williams, huge game. 7 for 144. Cam Coleman, though, exploding over the last few weeks. Also, Caleb Edwards, I think that's, what, his second 100-yard game of his career? But, brother, you best believe I'll take this score. And, of course, that performance was good enough for Avery Johnson to win SEC Offensive Player of the Week. Surely our 10-0 season's not going to be derailed by Bordeaux's favorite team. And, again, there's really not much I can do with recruiting right now, so we're just going to go ahead and simulate it the next week. Now, we do have multiple visits going on this week, so, I mean, it is very important that we don't get upset here, because that would be not good for our recruits. But I don't think anybody expects us to lose this one, right? That's what I thought. Now, I have to say, it would be sickening if it was Auburn to ruin our perfect season. Now, before we do simulate the Iron Bowl, I do want to see the update. Ohio State, number 3 in the country, even though they have 2 losses. Miami's right behind us. Apparently, Duke lost to Boston College, which means they did beat Clemson earlier on in the season, but they should probably still be making the playoffs. You still have UTSA, Hawaii, and Tulane all still in the top 20. Toledo just cracked the top 25. There's a good chance one of these 3 teams do end up making the playoffs. Just curious, Heisman watch projection. Jackson Arnold, even though we beat him in a head-to-head, is apparently supposed to win the Heisman over Avery Johnson. Like I said, we just cannot lose to Auburn here. 4-star Angel Sharp out of Yoakum, Texas, signs with the Crimson Tide. Stephon Dumerville. We do get a tie in this class. He was very, very good. He was a gem, so I'm definitely going to take that. Oh, hallelujah. Hold on a freaking second, dude. Tyreek Tucker, our defensive tackle in the Iron Bowl, broke the single-game Alabama sack record. We got to go see what he just did. Did he get like 5-6 sacks a game? I don't even know what the record is off the top of my head. He broke the single-game SEC sack record. My God, Tyreek. And it is the Oklahoma Sooners that we get the honor of playing in the SEC Championship. So what a stretch to cap off our perfect season. Wins over Texas in Austin, win over Ole Miss in Oxford, 52-24 win over Kentucky, and a 48-24 comfortable win in the Iron Bowl. We gotta see how many sacks he got. Avery Johnson, another complete masterclass, although he was sacked 5 times, which you don't like to see. Bluff Bothwell doing his thing. Cam Coleman continuing his hot streak, dude. Another touchdown. Ryan Williams, good game. Branch, good game. And yeah, dude, obviously it's been Isaiah Horton to be the odd man out of the receiving room, but like, what can you do? He's a team player, just happy to be here. Now, defensively, Tyreek Tucker, 6 sacks. That is crazy. I gotta see an update here at the end of the season. Avery Johnson, like 4,000 yards passing, 46 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and he still has the SEC championship to go. Bluff Bothwell, what a season, averaging 7 yards per carry, 1,300 yards, 17 touchdowns. Imagine we gave him like 240, 250 carries. Avery Johnson, 500 yards, 9 touchdowns on the ground. Ryan Williams, what a season, 13 tutties, 1,100 yards. Cam Coleman, Zachariah Branch, both with 11. And defensively, Tyreek Tucker only ended with 8.5 sacks. So he got 6 sacks last game when he only had 2.5 all season long combined up to that point. Julian Sayin leading the country, 4,600 yards. Jalen Rayner behind him with 4,500. Scotty Humphrey from New Mexico leading the country in rushing yards, has 15 tutties. Dude, Dante Dowdle from Tulane, 22 rushing touchdowns. What in the world? Hold on. 25 rushing touchdowns from Brandon High from UTSA. No No wonder they're in the college football playoff race. Leading the country in receiving yards, you got London Humphreys out of Georgia. With Dante Fulton, 69, rated out of Georgia State. Redshirt freshman, by the way, leading the country with 17 receiving touchdowns. And speaking of the college football playoff, how is it currently looking? Duke still looks like they're probably going to make it, as is Louisville. Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas, all on the outskirts. Yeah, dude, UTSA, they really might make the playoff if they can win their conference championship. Clemson fell all the way to 17, so they're probably out. And you still have schools like Hawaii, Florida International, and Toledo right on the outskirts looking to take that G5 spot if a few of these teams get upset in their conference championship. So let's go ahead and take this bad boy into SEC championship weekend. Another commitment, another 4-star will linebacker, which I want to see. We are still about 30 points above Ohio State, even though they have 5 more commitments. They have 13 more 4-stars. So unless something goes terribly wrong, I feel like we're pretty locked in to have the #1 recruiting class in the country, and we haven't even hit the portal yet. Way to have 36 coach points I haven't used yet. Hold on. I honestly might go tactician here to help us in the playoffs. Look at my coach, dude. Already an A+ prestige. Let's go. Let's go ahead and purchase tactician. I'm not going to have that many points to help upgrade our players. Let's definitely upgrade the offensive line because they have not been doing too well in the games that we've played. And I guess we will upgrade the quarterback. Now again, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be very upset if we ruin our perfect season in the SEC championship, but even if we lose here, I don't feel like we should fall out of the top 4, so we should still get ourselves a first round bye in the playoffs. Now we are jumping into the SEC championship, but because of time constraints, I'm not gonna be able to play. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sim play by play, but for whatever reason, if we're losing late in the game, I will jump in to try and come back and win, because I really don't want our undefeated season ruined here by Oklahoma. We gotta win this and improve to 13-0. We just got to. Early on in this first quarter, we're moving the football at ease just like that, dude. 7-0 Alabama. Oklahoma going backwards, pick up a big first down, and they're going to answer Dake Wakefield to Elijah Thomas. All right, that kind of worries me a little bit. We pick up a big third down ourselves, and we are going to have to punt the football. 4th down and 2. They punted the ball? Slowly but surely moving this football down the field. About to score another touchdown, and we do. Avery Johnson keeps it himself. Now let's keep Oklahoma out of the end zone here before halftime. 4th and 3, and they punt the football again. Like, Brent Venables is not an aggressive coach whatsoever. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to jump in here before halftime and try and score a touchdown, or at least get some points to take a 2-possession lead going into the second half. We don't have good field position here, so it's going to be kind of sketchy. I'm going to lie, Young is wide open off the line of scrimmage. I'm going to throw it to him. And we overthrew him. Oh my gosh, that could have been a big play. Ryan Williams, ton of space. He's going to get this football close to midfield. We have one more timeout that we just had to use, but maybe we can sneak a field goal out of this. One thing we cannot afford to do is do something dumb. Ryan Williams, first down. Let's hurry up. Let's spike the football, do something. Actually, I'm going to take a shot at the end zone here. Oh gosh, we might run out of time. That's fine. That is perfectly fine. Makes it a little bit tougher of a field goal. I don't know why they don't trust us. They literally have somebody back there to return this. But the kick is up. Kick is good. We get an extra 3 points going into halftime to take a 2-possession lead in the SEC championship. I feel like we should be okay in the second half. I say that, and Oklahoma is driving here, fellas. They're going to get a field goal of their own to make it a 1-score game. We're immediately going to have to punt the football back to them with a chance for them to go on the field to tie the game. Luckily, our defense is balling out right now. Both offenses kind of struggling right here. And again, 3 and out for us. We got to punt the football right back to them. And they have incredible field position, but again, 3 and out. Dude, what is going on with these offenses? A big play to Cam Coleman. We're now in field goal range, so at least you get a field goal out of this, which again, we're not going to score, but we are going to go for it for some reason. Oh my god, Oklahoma is still in this ball game, which they just had to punt the football. These offenses are spiraling out of control again. 4th down and 3, got to punt the ball, and Oklahoma has incredible field position. 3rd down and 5. They're going to score a touchdown and tie the game, aren't they? 1st and goal. I feel like I got to jump in here. I feel like I have got to jump in, try to get this stop so we can secure an SEC championship dub. I don't know what's happened to our offense, but my god, dude, backs up against the wall here. They're running the football, which is A-okay with me. Just kidding, it is not okay. It is not okay at all. We forced a fumble and didn't get it. I feel like they are going to run the football again here. Now it's an RPO. Outside, touchdown, Oklahoma. Oh my gosh. All right, no big deal, fellas. Just the SEC championship on the line and a potential first round bye in the playoffs. All we need is a field goal, though. First play to Ryan Williams on a jet sweep touch pass. Got 5. Hand it off to Fluff. This time, huge hole. Patient. Oh, I thought 65 was going to get the block there. 2-minute warning. We are about 15 to 20 yards outside of field goal range. The thing is, at the same time as I'm getting some yards here, I want Oklahoma to use all their timeout. So if we do kick a field goal, Oklahoma has no time at all to score. Cut back up the middle. Don't know if that was the best decision. Ryan Williams on the slant is going to hang on to it. Be a little shy of the first down, though. I am going to run this with Fluff one more time. And he is going to get the first down by just enough. Oklahoma still hasn't called any of their timeouts, which is definitely interesting. So again, huge hole up the middle. Doesn't have, the quickest cut on them. We still need roughly 10 yards to be kind of safe. Take off Avery Johnson. We're getting the 10 yards and much more. Go ahead and slide, brother. And Oklahoma does call their first timeout. Got to make sure we turn ball carrier on conservative. I feel like we're in a good spot, but literally anything can happen at this point. Of the middle again, and Oklahoma has to call their final timeout. So what we should be able to do here is run the ball one final time right up the middle and then kick a field goal as time expires. Ideally, we score a touchdown on this play. Actually, maybe not because they would have 20-something seconds. So Young checks in up the middle. I think that's fine. Like, the only way we don't win the SEC championship right here is if they block the field goal, which I think is a very slim chance. So to cap off an undefeated regular season to win the SEC championship and go into the college football playoff as the 1 seed. Wait till the very last second. The kick is up. Kick is good. The University of Alabama reclaims the throne as the SEC champions 20-17 in an ugly, ugly football game. Yours truly, first ever Alabama head coach to win the SEC without sleeves. This is just a warm-up, fellas. This is just the first step in bringing a national championship back to the University of Alabama. Officially SEC champions, which I do believe we should have a trophy now added to our trophy room. Trophy room is beautiful. We now, alongside our Las Vegas Bowl trophy, have an SEC championship in the cabinet. And again, you can specifically click on Dynasty and look at the trophies you got in each individual dynasty. So right here, our first dynasty in College Football 26 now have 2 trophies, and hopefully here very soon we'll have that national championship trophy added. Oh, this is the week I can fire my coaches, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm excited to advance into next week, dude, so we can see who wins all these conference championships and makes it to the college football playoff. So time to reveal your 2026 college football playoff bracket. Your college football playoff bracket officially has us with Florida, UCLA, and Miami with first-round byes. Tulane apparently won the AAC championship. They took out UTSA. They have to beat Ohio State, Duke and Louisville, Georgia, Arizona State. Oklahoma still made it, even though they lost to us, and Indiana. See, Heisman finalists, it still has Jackson Arnold top of the Heisman. And, compare his stats to Avery Johnson's. I feel like Avery Johnson should be winning it all day, every day. You know what? If Avery doesn't win it, he can just use that as motivation into the playoffs to hopefully cap off an undefeated campaign. Here we go, brother. No pressure. For my first potential Heisman winner of college football 26 is going to go. He won the Walter Camp. So if he wins the Walter Camp over Jackson Arnold, he should also win the Heisman too, right? He wins the Maxwell Award too. Oh my gosh, man. Can you just show me the Heisman, please, man? Avery Johnson is in fact your 2026 Heisman Trophy winner. The Kansas State transfer who took over the reins of this program. It was kind of a tough decision to decide to start him, but at the end of the day, dude, I think I made the right decision. Alabama's first Heisman since Bryce Young. My first Heisman on college football 26. He's racking up all the silverware, dude. Also won the Johnny Unitas Award. They don't stop, dude. Another one. How many awards is this? Oh, now Caleb Edwards, the freshman tight end, wins the John Mackey Award, which means he was the best tight end in the country. I mean, it's pretty good stats for a tight end, although I feel like somebody out there probably had better numbers. Unfortunately, Florida State, Houston, Kansas, LSU, I'm going to have to decline your offers because I have a national championship to win. So obviously, early National Signing Day, we still have the #1 class in the nation. Ohio State added a little bit more, but I think even if they went and added 6 more 4-stars, it would be impossible for them to pass us. I mean, 13 5-stars is insane when you consider that's 10 more than Ohio State and Clemson. Look at Boise State with 2 5-stars. Let's go. All right, fellas, now it is time to see who we play in our first college football playoff game of college football 26. I have a feeling it's going to be Tulane. I don't know why. I feel like they're going to get the upset. We get the Duke Blue Devils, dude, who apparently won their first round matchup. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely not what I expected at all. I gotta see what in the world just went down, dude. Okay, they beat Louisville by 7. Oh, Tulane was so close to beating Ohio State. Georgia squeaked past Arizona State, and Oklahoma demolished Indiana to give us a pretty insane quarterfinal, which it really isn't gonna get much easier, because if we beat Duke here, which I think we should, we have to take on the winner of Ohio State and Florida, which we already played Florida once this season, and it went pretty well for us. But first, here in the Orange Bowl, let's make sure Duke doesn't pull off one of the biggest upsets in college football history. First, I gotta do some research. No wonder Duke is so good, dude. Darian Mensah up to a 93 overall, the Tulane transfer, have a really good running back as well, with an 80 overall true freshman running back. Okay, the receiving room's a little wild, but like Duke, man, like with the running back they have, with the quarterback they have, they could give us a ball game. And again, because of time restraints, what we're gonna do is simulate here, but if for whatever reason Duke is beating us late in the game, we're gonna step in and hopefully get the W. It's 7-0, 7-all. Duke is definitely gonna give us a football game here. 14-7. I was expecting a blowout. It's a tie game, dude. 21-14, 28-14, 28-21. We should be good now. My goodness, Duke gave us a run for their money. 38-21. If we're gonna win the college football playoff, we're gonna have to play better than this the rest of the playoffs. Not to say Duke's not a good team or anything. Obviously, they had an incredible season, great players, but I feel like if we're for sure gonna win this thing, we gotta play better football for 4 quarters. But with that, we are Orange Bowl champions. This could be another trophy added to our trophy room. And what is that, boys? 14-0? Avery Johnson with another masterclass. Ooh, Fluff Bothwell barely got the football this game. We only ran a total of what? Is that like 21 times? Good game from Ryan Williams, as this is probably gonna be his last stretch as an Alabama player before he declares for the draft. Fine game from Cam Coleman, but we all know when we need him the most, he'll score 3-4 touchdowns in a row. Now officially time to see who we get in the next round. Oh, cool. With that, Avery Johnson has officially set the Alabama single season passing touchdown record. So this guy comes in for one season and becomes the best Alabama quarterback of all time. As again, that's another trophy to be added to our trophy cabinet. We're gonna have to check that out in a minute, because we've had a ton added from all those awards that we won. I mean, if it's between Ohio State and Florida, I honest to God hope that we get Florida. Ohio State is gonna be so stacked, so many 5 stars. It's gonna be Florida. Oh my God. They beat Ohio State 21-13. And on the other side of the bracket, we have UCLA beating Georgia and Miami obliterating Oklahoma, which means if we win this game against Florida, we will be taking on either UCLA or Miami in the national championship, which I will play the entire game. Which would mean we took care of Florida once before this season, although they outgained us in total yards. But if we did it once before, we can do it again, right? We can successfully win this Sugar Bowl. Yours truly has officially brought Alabama back to the national championship, right where this program belongs. All we have to do is get past these pesky Florida Gators. And again, just like Duke, if you have a good quarterback like DJ Lagway, literally anything can happen. They also have an insane backup quarterback, great running back, and a much more talented receiver core than Duke ever could have dreamed of having. But again, we are going to do a super sim here. Let's just go to the next quarter and see how things are looking. 7-0 lead. Let's make that a 10-0 lead. So I'm loving the way this one has started. So let's go ahead and take this bad boy into halftime, which our defense is playing out of their skulls right now. I say that they gave up a touchdown. So with that, let's take this thing into the third quarter. 17-7. We have a chance to put it away right here, and we do. Fluff Bothwell touchdown, unless something goes terribly wrong here. The rest of this fourth quarter, your Alabama Crimson Tide are going to be back in the national championship, officially victorious in the college football playoff semifinal. The biceps strike again. And again, this Sugar Bowl victory is just another step in bringing the University of Alabama back to the pinnacle of college football. Avery Johnson, efficient, did what he had to do, didn't turn the football over. We have definitely seen better games from Fluff. And Cam Coleman, when the offense needs him the most, goes off for 96 yards and a tutty. And exactly why we were able to win this football game, kept DJ Lagway at bay. Now for the big question, who is Alabama going to be taking on in their return to the national championship? And it's officially set in stone. It's the University of Miami that stands in our way of bringing Alabama back to being national champions. Oh, it was a close one. UCLA was just 4 points away from making it to national champion. The first national championship for them in what, like 40 years? This is such a big game, man. Like, this entire season, this entire series leads up to this moment. Miami's only loss of the season came at the helm of South Carolina all the way back in week 1. I mean, man, they literally won, like, 13 games in a row, which is Alabama head coach. I gotta do some film study here, dude. I gotta see who Miami even has at quarterback now. I'm sure they probably brought in a transfer after Carson Beck graduated. They have Matt Chadwick. Derek Gibson at running back, 91 rated. Really good running back room. Really good wide receivers. Decent tight ends. This is not going to be easy. Oh, man. Imagine I choke here. Imagine I choke. We have to do a whole new season. Surely not, right? This team has been through so much adversity. We have built a super squad. 2 straight 9-4 seasons. It's felt like a millennia since Alabama's won the national championship for their standards. Yours truly is going to be the one to bring Alabama back to where they belong. Time to get my name written down in the record books. We're getting this football first. Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada is where we are going to be hoisting that national championship trophy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm calling my shot. First play touchdown. They are pressing both of our incredible receivers on the outside to get into existence. Zachariah Branch, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it in stride. Come on! I called it. I saw it. I executed. What a start to this national championship. And to think, dude, he was my second option to Jeremiah Smith. Where is Jeremiah Smith right now? At home watching this replay on the TV. And up the middle. Not gonna lie, Miami's offense coming out pretty decent up the midfield already. Part of me has a feeling this is gonna be like a 50-40 ball game. Decent big hit there. Sets up for a 3rd and inches. Maybe, just maybe we can get off the field here. If they run the ball, I'm all over it. He broke my tackle, goodness. Lock in, boys. Got pressure in his face. Good throw, though. This quarterback has some decent composure. Massive hit, dude. 3rd and 8. If we allow a field goal here, that's fine. For Alabama, dude, we're the pinnacle of college football. We need to insert our dominance and show that nobody can play with us. The last few years has been a fluke. You need to just shut up, dude, and concentrate. Quick pass. Take the ball off. Come on. As long as you bend, just don't break. Huge play. Okay, Avery Johnson, we're just going to have to take off. Don't take a big hit. All right, let's make sure here we pick up a few yards. Ryan Williams on the choice route. 1st down. No, I'm slinging the rock right now. I got to remember I have Fluff Bothwell, though, one of the best running backs in the country. Right now, I'm having fun slinging the rock. Little drag over the middle. 2nd read to Cam Coleman. Surprised I completed the ball to him. It wasn't a touchdown. All right, we're going to run the ball with Fluff again, and we're getting stuffed. I think I'm going to go for this. All right, brother. No pressure here. Ryan Williams on the choice route. He's going to bat the ball down. Miami football. I'm a moron. Maybe we can get another interception here. Or just force them to a field goal. Their handoff. And we are all over it. And that's going to be a very, very long field goal, which they are going to attempt. I'm kind of hoping this kicker sucks and he misses. That makes me feel a lot better about going for it on 4th down. And it's going to be right down the freaking middle. All right, Young checks in at running back with a little screen pass to him. And I'm very lucky that wasn't taken back for a pick 6. Okay, that's just not what I meant to do there. Oh, man, we're selling right now, brother. 3rd down and 25. Need an absolute miracle, but I do have an idea here. If we could got away, I was hoping, but we just went back 18 yards in 3 plays. So I'm definitely not liking what's unfolded ever since that first play touchdown, but you live and you learn. Play action. Quick little pass. And he's just busting off of tackles. Love it off to the running back. He's going to catch it 1st down. Keeper, can we force a fumble? Please? Oh, I blitzed. Deep, another interception. Oh my gosh, he caught up for a touchdown. We got to be better than that. And after that first play touchdown, dude, we somehow find ourselves behind in the national championship. I'm not stressing, though. I feel like we're the better team. I've made a few dumb mistakes. I think we should be fine. Okay, I need to stop talking. As what a miserable first quarter that was after that opening play, man. Not gonna lie, pretty important here to pick up this first. Let's see what we have cooking up here, brother. I mean, they actually have us clamped. That is actually an incredible throw, though, as he's getting hit. 4th and 3 again. I feel like I want to go for this. I feel like we desperately need the momentum back on our side here. Tight end should be open. And I just threw a pick. Oh my gosh, we are choking in the worst possible way at the worst possible time. I'm not going to dwell on it, brother. Just going to try to lock in and get a stop here. Hand off to the outside. We have nobody there. He's breaking tackles. I'm not going to lie, dude. I feel like it's pretty important we keep them out of the end zone here. We got to keep this a 1-possession game. We go down by 10, and I'm going to be stressing out. We haven't gone down by 10 since the LSU game last season. Quick pass, wide open, man. The drag's covered. Open touchdown. Where are we at in coverage? Like, who is Matt Chadwick? Like, look at this stat line. All right, dude, we've got to score. Like, this has got to be a touchdown or bust. We're going to lose the national championship. Ryan Williams on the pop pass. Even this isn't hardly getting us any yards. I don't think we got a first down the last 2 drives. Okay, great pick play. Ryan Williams, that is exactly what we need. You know what? Since nothing is working right now, we're going to call that same exact play over again and see if they're having some trouble with these crossers. Williams again. Another first down. Or the point in time where I'm going to call what is working until they stop us. And crossers. Ryan Williams again, dude. Wide open. Come on, Edwards, score. Exactly what we needed. Maybe the underneath stuff is what this Miami defense cannot stop. But we've got to figure that out fast, which I think we just did in that drive. So Caleb Edwards, the young tight end, the John Mackey Award winner, gets us back on the board. We needed a fast score. We got it. Now we need our defense to come out, get a stop, so we can hopefully take the lead before halftime. Got him clamped. That is exactly what we needed, brother. Simpson, take it to the house. Take this bad boy to the house, or not. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games, and Simpson came up massive. Bothwell on the screen. Didn't really get much. Tight end has a little bit of space over there. An absolute dot. A little bit of space on the outside. Zachariah Branch with the catch. Oh, no. Throw the ball away. Oh, that's just terrible. All right, 3rd and 15. Just to leave the national championship on the line. I had to chunk it deep. Don't be a pig. That was a stupid decision. That was a stupid decision to even throw that, man. I should have took the field goal. You know what? We'll just have to get another interception ourselves here. I can't believe that, dude. It should be a tie game, you idiot. Get the sack. Just get to the... Okay, what are we doing, man? All right, dude, I gotta calm down. I gotta do some deep breathing. The crash out's about to start happening. I gotta lock back in. Everything's okay. Big hit. We're gonna get the ball back here. And great. Jeremiah Beeman, one of our better front 7 players, is hurt. Please, please, please. That quarterback moves in the pocket like nobody I've ever seen. Like, that was supposed to be a sack, but somehow it got away, and just all of a sudden, another first down for Miami. I mean, who needs Cam Ward when you have Chadwick, dude? Now dumping off little screens, and now we can't tackle. It's a big touchdown, isn't it? Guys, please lock the frick in. We can't lose. We cannot lose in the national championship. Play action. Open. Miami just like that inside the 30. Please, dude. Got the underneath covered. Chadwick, he still threw it there. Had to make a decision. I crashed on the quarterback. I've got to get off the field here. Cannot allow a touchdown going into half down by 10. No shot. He's going to take off. This is the greatest quarterback I've ever seen in my life. They're running the ball. That is just not what I was looking for. Absolutely huge 3rd down and goal. And they ran the ball again. They're going to not score a touchdown. What a tackle that was. It is a game of inches, boys. Miami just called a timeout. Are they... Okay, I don't know why they call a timeout. I don't know, ice themselves? I thought they were about to go for it. But no, 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. They are going to kick the field goal. They're going to make it. But we still get the ball with a few seconds before halftime. If we score a touchdown after everything we've been through, we still can take the lead. What are the actual odds we can get points here? Home back should be open. Beautiful. Call first time out. Ryan Williams quickly makes the drop. Just have to throw it. And that's another interception. Get him down, please, dude. I just had to chunk it deep. I just thought that half of football was going to go totally different. Somehow, we go into halftime with the national championship down by 6 points. And I just feel like I'm just making such dumb mistakes at the worst possible time. I forgot they get the ball too, man. You know what would be incredible is if we can get a stop here to start off this second half of the national championship game. 3rd down and 6. Big play, please. I'm there, and I missed the big hit to knock it loose. The underneath routes covered. There's too many of them. Just like that. Miami in plus territory. Great. Handoff. Oh my god. Oh, I've got to lock in or I'm literally going to choke this all the way, dude. 16-0 on the line, and I am playing like the worst game of my life. Not gonna lie, fellas. They're pressing the receivers again on the outside. One of them's a running back, though. Branch isn't open, and it's just immediately pressure. Oh my gosh. Everything is falling apart right now. This is crazy. I'm just throwing this to the running back. See if he can come down with it. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Williams down the seam. He has enough... Face. I just threw another interception. I'm at a loss for words, actually, dude. I'm at a loss. RPOs, this is the best offense I've ever seen. I wish I'd have ran the ball there. Got to the quarterback again. Thank goodness. I'm not gonna lie, at this point, if they pick up a 3rd down and 25, I will probably lose my mind. Oh, we're about to get a 3rd second in a row. That's more like it, fellas. It's been an ugly, ugly ball game. But at the end of the day, we're going to get this football back with a chance to make it a 1-score game once again. Can we get a good punt return? Absolutely not. Okay, we're just going to have to take off with Avery Johnson. His speed is just like that, going to get us into plus territory. Cam Coleman gonna jump up, make the grab, first down, Bama. Oh, we are locked off freaking right now, boys. We got this. Young is wide open for a touchdown. Lapse in the defense, left the running back wide open on the outside, and that is how we're gonna get back in this football game, boys. We can just get one more stop and score, man. We have the lead. With that said, Miami already has the football in plus territory. This is the best offense I've ever seen. Actually, might not be as good as LSU was with Garrett Nussmeier. But my gosh, everything they do, we cannot stop. In Miami, just like that, right back on top by multiple possessions. A freaking 50-yard run out of nowhere? Okay, I just was trying to save time and it seemed like the extra point. They went for 2, didn't get it. So at least that helps us out. Throw it to the drag and Ryan Williams get caught. Man, it's going to be 3rd and 9. I feel like if we don't get this, we're gonna have to go for it. Ryan Williams on the slant. Thank God, dude, right at the marker. Beautiful route, Ryan Williams. Beautiful catch into plus territory. And let's not do what we've been doing half this game and throw an interception when we get to this point in the field. Another absolute must-have here, boys. Comeback route, please. Zachariah Branch, he dropped it. Of course he did. Telling you guys right now, if we don't pick this up, it's a GG. We lose the national championship game. So, you know, no big deal. Tight end is open. Edwards makes the grab, hangs on to it. The freshman coming up big when we need somebody the most. At the same time, we have a guard injured. Edwards. Wide open touchdown, come on! Oh, a much needed play. That was literally the last play of the 3rd quarter. So we do go into quarter number 4 only down by 5. Genuinely don't think the English language has the words to describe how big of a play this is. Over the middle, and they got it first. Oh my goodness. That's a disaster, dude. Even if they kick a field goal though in this drive, that still makes it a 1-score game. We have to get a 2-point conversion if we scored. And hand it off. And that's the thing, dude. They've been able to run the ball on us all game long. They have like 121 yards individually. That clock is slowly ticking too, boys. Making me nervous. Like, why are we just letting them sit wide open? They're running the ball. Please get the stop. And we do. 4th and 3. Miami's going to punt the football. Oh my gosh, this stressful game, raising the old cortisol levels. We get the football back. After everything we've been through, after every dumb mistake, we still have a chance on this drive to take the lead back. It is time to lock the frick back in, boys. Maybe on one play. Tight end, wide open, down the seam. Edwards, come on! Spin move. Broken tackle, we're through the house, and I would have screamed my lungs out. But yo, I'll take that first play of this drive. I really want to score quickly so Miami doesn't have the time to go on the field and score and win on a walk-off. So for that to be the case, we need to score pretty freaking fast here. Over the middle, good throw, last second, Zachariah Branch, first down, inside the 20, he's kept gaining yards. Who's going to be the one? Be written in the history books. Of course, Ryan Williams with the grab. Hurry up tempo, gotta score ASAP. Look for a simple read here, a drag or something very similar here. Zachariah Branch, touchdown, come on! Oh my gosh, how in the world did we get here? We're gonna have to go for 2. If we get this, it means it's a field goal game. We can allow a field goal. Need somebody to get wide open here. Ryan Williams on the... What in the world? Oh my gosh, with 3 minutes, 27 seconds left on the clock, it is a 1-score game in the national championship. Our main objective, win the natty. And it all comes down to the last 3 minutes. We need somebody to make a huge play. Oh, I was so close. They're almost already in field goal range, man. Now, actually, good thing that they're going hurry up here to save time for me to potentially be able to score next drive. Oh, I'm making a massive decision here, dudes. I am bringing pressure. There's a new quarterback in the ball game. Blitz him, please. Get to him. No shot. No shot. Come back to it. Let's go! Finley with the pick. We are a few first downs away from clinching the national championship. The backup comes in, throws a pick on the very first play. Oh my gosh, dude. This terrible game that I've played. We are still just a few first downs away from hoisting that national championship trophy. I don't know why we're coming out 5 wide. I'm actually audible out of this. I'm too scared to throw the ball right now. We have not used our running backs at all this game, so hopefully they're fresh enough to take a few carries back to back to be able to milk this clock so we can hoist that trophy. Carry 1? Decent. I seriously cannot begin to describe how big of a freaking play this is. National championship on the line here. No pressure. Oh, wide open. What a release from Cam Coleman, coming up big when we need him the most, of course. Now it's time to chew that clock, brother, which I still don't think we are able to chew enough clock. We should get down pretty dang close. We get a first down, though. We'll end it Fluff of the middle. Oh, man. Yo, coordinator, I can't kneel the ball just yet, dude. Actually, maybe I can. What am I talking about? Hand this football off? And forget that, just get the first down. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. After all of that, dude, 16-0 has been clinched. We have officially brought the Alabama Crimson Tide back to the pinnacle of the college football world in an ugly 34-33 thriller where it could have gone literally any way. Oh, it feels so good to be the individual to bring this program, this national championship trophy back to Tuscaloosa. Avery Johnson, dude, what a blessing he was coming to Tuscaloosa, leading us back to the Natty. And yes, we got our national championship trophy. The series isn't over just yet. Stay tuned, because we're about to try and see if we can go back to back. And you know, Avery Johnson couldn't stop there. He had to keep solidifying himself into the record book until the very last moment. He went out and set the Alabama single-season passing yard record. National champions, brother. That is number 19 for the University of Alabama, and it feels so good. Before we get into next season, the final stats of the year, dude, look at this. 5,200 yards, 58 touchdowns to only 9 interceptions. Fluff Bothwell, what an individual. 1,500 yards, 19 touchdowns. Not to mention Avery Johnson also had 11 touchdowns on the ground. So what is that, dude? 69 touchdowns on the season for him. 3 1,000-yard receivers, obviously led by Ryan Williams. 1,600 yards, 16 touchdowns. Cam Coleman had such a slow start, dude, but finished off with a great season, as did Zachariah Branch. You gotta commend your hat to Isaiah Horton. He stayed with the squad even though he wasn't one of the starters, and he got a national championship out of it. And leading us defensively, Jeremiah Beeman, who did get injured in that game, was our only player to reach double-digit sacks. Avery Johnson was super close to leading the country in both yards and passing touchdowns. He led in passing touchdowns by freaking 9. And Fluff was super close to leading the country in rushing yards. I mean, maybe if he got to 313 carries that Javion Thomas did. Oh, and Ryan Williams just 27 yards away from leading the country in yards. So let's keep this going, brother. Let's see if we can go back to back. First, we got to see who wants to transfer. Oh, no. Literally, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players leaving early for the draft? Oh, so many players want to transfer, dude. Like, why? 2 of our 5 stars want to leave for playing time. You'll play next year, dude. So these top 4 players absolutely are not coming back. No chance. I could Eli Bowen. We could try and persuade him, and he's staying. What a start. Dane Fisher, what about you, brother? Like, you're going to be a 5th round pick and come back, be a 1st rounder. And there's our first failure. Now, A.K. Deer, dude, you will be our starting running back next year. And I'm just now realizing, too, our backup running back's leaving early for the draft. What in the world? We're going to lose potentially our number 1, 2, and 3 running back unless A.K. Deer comes back. I'm actually begging you, dude. And we failed again. Oh, my goodness. Keon Keeley, one of our edge players. Like, you're going to be a starter next year. Don't go anywhere. I'm begging you. We failed again. So, dude, what about these young freshmen? Lamont Liggins, dude, like, you're one of my favorite players. He's gone too. Raheem Warlow, please. Thank God. Some positivity in my life right now. You'd think I'd be happy. We just won the freaking national championship. Seth Vaughn, another 5-star. Dude, you can't, dude. You were like my favorite player out of that draft class, and he's coming back too. Thank goodness, man. I mean, we have no chance of bringing literally anybody back. I guess I just try Richard Young. I mean, he might be the only pro guy that possibly could come back, and it was just a waste of time. But what a vibe killer, brother. Like, we literally are gonna have to bring in like 6 portal running backs. I mean, dude, I have to say, having 6 first-round picks is pretty nuts. We even, oh my gosh, we even had our backup quarterbacks all get drafted too. Okay, I'm definitely liking the way this is looking, although we only have 1 5-star in this entire class. Darian Mensah, we played him in the playoffs at Duke. Why not try to bring him in? Also, Jalen Cooper, we need more wide receiver talent. We lost all our players to the draft, so hopefully we can land him. Always needed tackles, so hopefully we can get John Walker. Running back is what we need. Hopefully we can get A.K. Deer back out of the portal. And we need multiple running backs, so let's try to get Micah Welch too. And then potentially Daniel Bray from Utah. I mean, we do need multiple wide receivers, and I'm kind of thinking, actually, I want to go after another former Auburn guy, Perry Thompson. Thompson to steal both Cam Coleman and Perry Thompson from him. I need to add another one, though. Let's go with Cam Shanks from Florida. We do need help at tackle, so let's get this guy from LSU, hopefully. Let's get Shamrod from Tennessee. We're also going to desperately need help at center, so let's get Zach Rice. Since we lost Keon Keeley, we're going to have to get help at edge, so let's try to get Sincere Edwards in, because we sincerely need him. And also, let's try to get Sammy Brown, because that's my name. And I also think we desperately need a safety. So let's go with the top guy, Deshaun Spears. And obviously, we're literally just going to max out everybody. But our first transfer commitment, defensive tackle, 4-star John Walker, who should be a starter for us. Another one, Tyree Adams, left tackle. We did get locked out from two pretty good players, both Jalen Cooper and Deshaun Spears, who both committed elsewhere. And replace them with another wide receiver option. Let's go with LaWayne McCoy out of Florida Atlantic. Screw it, man. Let's also go after Julian Sayin. Hopefully we can get some more commits here. We do. We get Mensah, the #1 player in the entire transfer portal. Probably gonna be like a 95 rated quarterback, maybe even 96. AK Deer coming back. We got him out of the portal. He thought he wanted to leave, but no, sir. So at least we're gonna have a good running back this next season, and maybe we'll get another one. Get Cam Shanks, wide receiver. Another commitment incoming. We needed a guard. We lost one to the NFL draft. Got one to replace him in Shamrod. Another commitment rolling in. This one makes me sincerely happy. And also really good news, nobody else locked us out. Oh, unfortunately with those commitments, we got locked out of a few players because we no longer meet their deal breaker playing time. I'm gonna lose myself. We always can find some last second replacements. Maybe get this edge, Onajai Green. And maybe we can try and take a shot at Bryce Underwood. I mean, it's gonna be difficult adding them at the last minute, but you never know. I mean, obviously we'll add whatever talent we can add to our squad after losing so much. But still some pretty big transfer portal targets that have yet to make a decision. Guess we can send this running back in on a last second visit. Still trying to add to a running back room. Micah Welch, Daniel Bray still hasn't decided. Perry Thompson, we have got to get him, dude. The big Auburn transfer. We're in a battle with Florida, but unfortunately he visits them this week, so there's a good chance he commits to Florida. Same thing with his center. We need a new starting center, but Zach Rice unfortunately is visiting Penn State, so he's probably going to commit to them. We should get LaWayne McCoy because he's visiting us this week, but these last two are kind of a crapshoot. Duke's going all in to get their Darian Mensah replacement. Let's go ahead and advance the last week of the transfer portal and see if we officially can lock in and say for the first time in College Ball 26, we officially landed the #1 recruiting class in the nation. First of all, big commitment. Perry Thompson, oh my god, we needed him badly. Next, we land that center. How in the world? Next up, we land Micah Welch, the running back. Did we get both running backs? Of course we did. I'm the recruiter. LaWayne McCoy. So we do get 3 wide receivers in this transfer portal. Oh, that was it. We didn't get Bryce Underwood. That's fair. He didn't want to be a backup. So let's make sure here, fellas, we ended up with the #1 class in the nation, and it wasn't even close, dude. 14 5-star commitments. I mean, that's gotta be a record, dude. 30 points more than second place. I have to call them out. The worst class in the country goes to Ohio. Only 12 recruits. Only 7 of them were 2-star. Not a single 3-star. Mensah comes in as a 93 overall. Keelan Russell's still sitting back there. I'm surprised he didn't try and transfer. But, like, maybe he can increase more than Darian does in the offseason, and he take over as the starter. A running back, Micah Welch, is probably actually going to start over AK Deer. They're probably both going to get playing time. I guess it's just going to depend how much one progresses. So we do end up with a relatively good running back room, although we lost, like, what, 5 to the portal? Most importantly, wide receiver. Oh, it's not going to be as good as last year. Not even close. But we're still pretty deep. Hopefully they all can have a really good offseason. Oh, that 5-star wide receiver comes in as a 79. The other 5-star comes in as a 73, so he was a big bust. Oh, that one tight end we signed was not too good. 69 rated. That transfer at left tackle comes in as 85. That 5-star that we signed comes in as 79. Shamrod comes into the 84. We'll probably have to play him at right guard or maybe even center. Zach Rice is definitely not as good as a 90 overall center we got at the portal last year. Yeah, right guard is going to be an issue, so we could go ahead and convert Shamrod over to right guard. Like I said, the center might end up being an issue, and at right tackle we still have Wilkin Formby, which again, they're all going to progress in the offseason, so I'm not too worried about it. Edge is still looking pretty crazy. That John Walker fellow, what an addition he is, dude. 90 overall. Linebacker is going to be rough once again unless we move a few players around. We got a lot of good freshmen, but nobody with a lot of experience. I mean, cornerback room's looking as good as ever. Oh my gosh, Dorian Queen, I told you guys he was going to be a stud 82 overall as a freshman. That is the highest overall true freshman I've seen in this game yet. I mean, bringing in an 82 overall and 79 overall true freshman is just absolutely insane. Free safety is going to be kind of iffy. Our 2 4-stars aren't too terrible. Ooh, strong safety might even be a bigger issue. We lost our 92 overall strong safety to graduation. I feel like Marvin, this 5-star strong safety, is going to end up being pretty good though. Let's see how much those guys progress in the offseason. Hopefully we see some massive improvement. I mean, our squad's up to a 99 overall, dude. So like, as head coach in Alabama, in just like 2.5 seasons, I have built a 99 overall team. So I'm assuming a lot of our players just progress quite heavily, and we're getting something special here. Elite recruiter unlocked. Shanks, the wide receiver, we got out of the portal. His dev trade increased. It's always massive getting a guy to go up to impact. Let's check out these training results, brother. Minsaw up to a 97 overall, even higher than what Avery Johnson was. AK Deer is tied at an 89 overall with Michael Welch. Oh, Cam Shanks to a 91. LaWayne McCoy up 8 to a 91, which means Perry Thompson is going to be our wide receiver 3. Cole Adams up to an 84. Dalen Hell up to an 87. Caleb Edwards to an 88. And you love to see this improvement, dude, from the offensive line. I was kind of worried about it, but now, not so much. Oh, this 4-star we got last year, dude, up 7 overall to an 81. I mean, we're going to need to recruit some defensive ends, but like, my God, dude, this edge room is nuts. On the right side, same thing. I feel like this defensive line is going to be what can carry us right back to the playoffs this next season. Good thing that we got big improvement from our Sam linebacker, because outside of that, it was going to be terrible. Look at this backup Sam, dude. 93 speed. Middle linebacker, we're in a great spot. Will linebacker, even a better spot. At cornerback, we have 2 corners over 90. That is such an insane corner room, dude. Very glad that Seth Vaughn decided to come back, because as a redshirt freshman, dude, he's 84. Like, by the time he plays as a sophomore next year, he could be a 90. And really glad that we got a lot of improvement at the safety position, because outside of that, dude, it was going to be very, very bleak. But what we are going to do from here, fellas, is go ahead and simulate to the end of the regular season to see if this team can make it back to the college football playoff. I mean, it's a pretty tough schedule. Opener against West Virginia, then at UCLA, who almost made the national championship last year. Got to play Texas again. Got Florida, Ole Miss, Auburn. So it's definitely not any cakewalk. All right, fellas, here goes nothing. Let's see if we can bring Alabama to back-to-back national championships. I mean, my job's done. Like, the objective's over with. We won 1 national championship, and that was all I was after for this series. But I did want to go through one more season and see how far we can get. Obviously, I'm not playing any games, so we can't get any for sure wins or anything. So, you know, when I play, we always get easy dubs. But I just really wanted to see if the team that we built over the last few seasons can go all the way, all on their own. But at the end of the regular season, we are in the SEC championship as the 5th ranked team in the nation. So I'm assuming we lost a game, maybe even 2. I mean, we started the season off with a million straight wins. We're scoring like 50 points a game, dude. Then we lost to Ole Miss by 16. That is our only loss in the last 2 years. Beat Auburn. Now it all comes down to the conference championship. We're gonna look at the season stats, and what in the world? Keelan Russell got the start this year. I'm wondering, I think Darian Minsaw probably got hurt. He's at 97 overall, and Keelan Russell's at 88. It's gotta be what happened. But Keelan putting up good numbers in the meantime. On the ground, AK Deer got the bulk of the carries, although Keelan Russell had 11 touchdowns on the ground too, so good year from him. Cole Adams with 1,400 yards, almost 1,500 yards, 16 touchdowns. Where did he come from to have such a big year? Blaine McCoy, great year as well. Cam Shanks, good numbers. Perry Thompson, maybe not as good as I was expecting. And then a tight end, Caleb Edwards, still putting up really good numbers at the tight end position. Defensively, oh my gosh, John Walker, thank God we got him in the transfer portal. 17 sacks, by far the most anybody's got in the last 2 seasons. So obviously we're projected to make it back to the playoffs, and even if we lose in the SEC championship, we'll probably make it. Right now, not as a 1 seed, but that all can change if we beat Oklahoma here. And also, I kind of wanted to test the auto recruiting, and it's not apparently going well for us because we do not have a good class at all. We only have 6 commitments, although we do have 1 5-star. And before we send this, I'm gonna make sure I max out everything possible in the tactician. We need to be in tip-top shape to beat Oklahoma. Now, it's going to be tough because they definitely want revenge from last year's SEC championship game, but it would feel incredible if we were able to hand Oklahoma their first loss of the season. And ultimately, we did end up winning the SEC championship for the 2nd straight year. So apparently we did hand Oklahoma their first loss in the season. Let's see what in the world happened. Cam Calhoun Cahoon, good game, brother. 2 picks. Darian Mintz also, he got the start finally. He had to have been coming back from an injury. And now that we have him at quarterback, dude, we really might be able to run the table and win back-to-back natties. 38-24. It did take a pretty big second half comeback, but a really respectable dub. Wait a minute, dude. That put us all the way number 1 in the nation because Miami lost to Clemson, even higher ranked than undefeated Notre Dame. So, fellas, we are well on our way to winning our 2nd straight national championship. Although, the one bit of bad news, in our side of the bracket, we very well might have to play Ole Miss again. Ooh, Deuce Knight on Tennessee ends up winning the Heisman Trophy. That's interesting. Our defensive tackle we got out of the transfer portal, John Walker, what a guy, wins the Chuck Bednarik Award. Cole Adams wins the Bolitnikoff? Like, what a season. John Walker also wins the Nagurski. Caleb Edwards wins back-to-back John Mackey Awards. Like, how important was it that we were able to persuade him from entering the transfer portal? Yo, Zach Rice, who we also got out of the portal, wins the Best Center Award. It keeps on coming, dude. Like, John Walker wins the Lombardi Award. I'm definitely gonna have to check our trophy case after this one. And I think what we are going to do, boys, is just go ahead and simulate straight to the national championship. I'll be disappointed if we don't win it again, but at the end of the day, I've done my job, what I set out to do. Like, I can't take the suspense right now. Let me know Miami for a 2nd straight season. Oh my god. I gotta see how we got here. We barely squeezed past LSU in a thriller, then absolutely obliterated Notre Dame in the semifinal. And again, another team that is extra motivated because they want revenge for last year. Oh, I was really hoping they no longer had Chadwick, man, because he destroyed us last season. Now, here we have it, brother. Can we do it all over again? Can we end off our Alabama tenure with back-to-back national championships, both at the hands of Miami? We are going to simulate this bad boy to the very end. And I really don't know if my old cortisol levels at this old age can take it. Early 7-0 lead. This please be a blowout. 10-0. Keep it coming. 17-0. This is getting me hyped, boys. 17-7. Miami's trying to come back. I'm nervous now. Not like this. We can't end this off with a loss. Alabama somehow scrapes past Miami once again to win back-to-back national championships. It was an ugly game, much like last year. Not as high scoring, but 17-14. We do it again. We get Alabama national championship number 20. I mean, I'm not quite up there with Nick Saban just yet, but I think it's safe to say I am well on my way. And how incredible, dude. All just from this one Dynasty series. Look at how much we filled up this trophy room. Hopefully by the end of the year, we can earn every single trophy. Now, hopefully you guys did enjoy this Dynasty series, and if you did, you can click right here to watch another College Football 26 banger. And also, like I said, I'm begging at this point, please subscribe.